And we'll start. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies.
Tango Shalom is now available on all VOD
major platforms. I think we messed that up.
Video on demand, or as they say in the trade, VOD.
VOD.
Tango
Shalom is now available on all VOD platforms,
which means
video on demand.
Look how you know. You must be a high school graduate.
I'm a college graduate.
Really?
Yes.
I got an honorary degree from Hofstra. Did you get an honorary degree?
No, I got a degree.
Oh, well, I got honorary. You know, I'm in the Jewish Museum.
What for?
What do you mean? As a famous Jew in the Bronx. I'm in the famous...
I'm in the Prospect Park in the Stones.
How big is the stone?
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and of course, your pharaoh of physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett. And get ready for Let's Get Physical Media. One day I'm going to sing that in tune. I don't think today is that day. But this is Let's Get Physical Media 51. Like Area 51, but we don't hide what we love or whatever special features we have or alien technology. It's Let's Get Physical episode 51, and it wouldn't be a show. It wouldn't be a show without your favorite German, my favorite German, coming to us all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. Is he locked down again? He'll tell us. He's Dieter Bastian. Dieter, welcome to Let's Get Physical 51. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Greets from Dietz and...
Oh no, wait, stop. What did you just say?
Greets from Dietz.
Dude, t-shirt time. You just gave us a t-shirt. I'm already ordering mine right now. Greets from Dietz.
From Dietz. Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Dieter here. And welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media. After 2 weeks, we are back on track, Rob. Hopefully with some physical media stuff. And of course, we talk about other stuff. What did we watch? Give recommendations, not recommendations. Rob, I finished Lost in Space this afternoon. Rob, what is wrong with this show? Can they talk about a little bit more about their emotions? They always have to do stuff, you know? Can they stop in their tracks and, you know, we have to get away from the robots and stop in their tracks and talk about...
What could you possibly be referring to, Dieter? And talk about their feelings on a science fiction show?
They have always stuff to do in Lost in Space. God damn it, Rob.
Yeah, they got calamitous things. They got crazy murderous robots. They got dead ancient civilizations. You know, who knows? They got kids.
But it was a nice ending for the show because I believe it's finished with the.
It is over. It's too bad. I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Great visuals.
Yep. Yeah, where space actually looks like space, as opposed to like under the sea.
And under the sea, it was a great show. Really loved it. And where do we start, Rob? Should we start with the live chats from 2 weeks, or do you have news for us?
There is news. I mean, I thought there was some interesting news. No. Why don't you start with the live chats? We'll do that catch up.
Okay,
catch us up, dude.
Yeah, because if it's 2 weeks ago, previously previously on the live chat of Let's Get Physical Media. Lord Toth was there, Rob. My wife and I watched Tango Shalom on Friday night. It was fun. We enjoyed it.
Oh,
no.
Well, that's good.
Nice to know. Of course, there was a lot of congratulations for our 50th show, from Justin, from Victor, from, not Victor, no, I don't get the name, the man from France, because his name is too hard for me to pronounce, Kolayamin. He gave us greetings for the 50th show, Adam Stein said, the dynamic Dieter. Adam, have you seen me move anytime? So I don't know what you're referring to. Dynamic Dieter, okay? But I take it. Lord Toth, happy 50th. Congratulations to you and Rob from Tim, from my friend Tim Hams for the 50th show. So let me just see. Tom Jr. Jackson said, did you think a year ago Dieter would know that we would find out he was a trash panda? Well, you always find something out new, The Grassy Knolls. This week we have a special feature on Let's Get Physical Media. It's called Germany's Most Disturbing Home Videos. What are you referring to? The Grassy Knolls.
Every German home video is disturbing.
What movie are we talking about? Bill Barkley. Speaking of Resident Evil, I watched the new one. It's not that great either. Okay. He was not a fan of it. Tim Hand said, Christmas next year should be the 100th edition with some luck. So, fingers crossed, Tim. Now I know it. Vincent from France, which I read a letter from. He said, so much fun. Thanks for reading my letter. As we always do, Vincent, if you send one. Poop the Pie. Can't wait for the Eternals IMAX enhanced version. I hope it will be on Disney Plus, and it's coming out, Rob, on January 12th, I believe.
Yes, it is.
This Disney Plus, correct. Michael Brown, is Rob moving? Yes, Rob is moving, but I don't know when, Rob. Do you have?
We don't know either. When or where?
Okay.
We're looking into that right now. Found some cool places. It'd be nice to rebuild the Robservatory 2.0 from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah.
From Norway, my friend Terje, Tiberius Morg. Robert Meyer is the best thing that happened to the internet since porn. Of course, Terje, at the beginning of the internet, there was porn and Star Trek conversations.
That's what Rick Berman told me.
Yeah. And of course, Rob was there at the beginning. So, yes, Robert is the best thing that happened to the internet.
That's what she said.
Bill Barkley. Dieter is probably getting Venom 2 Blu-ray, but he's not that excited about it. Bill, you're correct about it. Tom, motherfucking Junior Jackson. I am getting the Venom 2 Blu-ray. Well, Tom, it's nice to see you buy trash too. Nice to know, Tom. Nice to know. Just pointing it out. Rogue Thinker said, Korea is where great TV comes from these days. Unfortunately, Rob, I still haven't watched Hellbound. Next on the watch list.
You got to watch Hellbourne, buddy.
Yeah. Tim Hance answered Bill Barkley. I wouldn't be excited about owning Venom 2 either. You're right about that, Tim. Rogue Thinker was not happy with Hannah Season 3. Hannah Season 3 was terrible. Women and girls are the best, men are trash. Not the best theme for a season. Season 1 was really good. I was so disappointed.
Girls wouldn't be here without men. Just saying.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a figurative way. I mean that literally. We have to give you our sperm to be alive. So there you go.
Then something was a little bit disappointing for me because Arm said, looked for Arcane swag at the con, but found nothing. So put out that Arcane merch. Come on. We need it. Big Disc Energy. Why doesn't Netflix release stuff on physical media? That makes me mad. Well, Big Disc Energy, they release stuff, not as much titles as we would probably like, but the big ones from Criterion that came out, Roma, They did put out, and Scorsese one. So sometimes we get a Blu-ray release, but rarely. Michael Brown said, hire Dieter as your mover. I don't know about that, if that's a good idea.
You know what? I don't like anyone touching my stuff, so I have to move myself.
Yeah. Tim Hans helped me out here. Netflix released Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. The Irishman was on physical media. I don't know the context anymore, but Adam Stein said, fire Dieter. I don't know what was the context anymore. Probably I said something stupid.
Fire Dieter?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do this show if it wasn't for Mr. Bastian. Come on now.
Scotty R37 was there. Dieter can't be fired. Stubble McShave, how can you fire Dieter from the Dieter show?
That's right.
And this Big Disc Energy, sometimes you get a comment that really, covers you in oil, Rob. Dieter is the Paul Stanley of Let's Get Physical Media. To Big Disc Energy, I'll take that easily and say, people, we're just getting started.
I just want to point out and say, I allow Dieter to be the Paul Stanley of Let's Get Physical Media. I, of course, am Ace.
I know you're the star.
I'm Ace.
The star
no,
man.
I'm the spaceman. Come on.
The spaceman.
You can be the star child. I want to be the spaceman.
That's it. No. Wait. Scotty R37. Wait. No. Tom Jr. Jackson first. I'm asking Rob to let me replace Dieter. And Scotty R37 answered to Tom.
What?
You aren't qualified to replace Dietz. No. Because Tom, nobody would see that great titles I show. You would always see the artsy-fartsy stuff. No?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Rogue Thinker. You can't, to Tom Jr. Jackson, you can't cancel Dieter. You should make a new thing instead. No? So, most of the time we dance. Rogue Thinker, hey Rob, the book Ready Player One is physical media. What is your problem with it? Just curious, I love the book.
Well, it's funny. It's one of the things I'm going to show this week. I was able to get it for $7 on 4K.
Okay.
It's not that I have a problem with Ready Player One. I thought that, it was drenched in pop culture references to the point of being sort of, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know what it is? It was kind of like when you go to a science fiction convention and you wind up in a conversation with a bunch of other fans, and they're very eager to explain how much they know about something. So they're telling you all of these things. And while I appreciate that, you already know them all because you're a fan too. So it's just very apparent that this person is just trying to impress you with their knowledge when really I'm interested in the philosophical underpinnings of whatever point they're trying to make. It's like, yes, I've seen that. Yes, I know that. Yes, I know all the arcane knowledge that you want to display. We already know. So get to the point. That's how I felt about reading Ready Player One. I also thought Ready Player One was a sort of a middle school version of Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash. And because I'd already read Snow Crash, which was the PhD dissertation on the same subject matter that Ready Player One covered, I felt like I was going back and reading a YA version of a Neil Stephenson novel. That wasn't to say that it wasn't enjoyable. I found the movie, I liked the movie. And that was one of the things I was going to show today because I did get it for $7 on 4K. And like that, I didn't buy it, but, I did this week.
Okay. Terry was back. I have never seen The Outsiders. You can always change that, Terry. Vincent was back. The aliens will discover Rob's 8 or 9 disc of Live and Die in L.A. How will they react?
They'll watch every version trying to figure out, puzzle over what's different about them.
Right.
I'll tell you, it's not until they get to Kino Lorber's version on 4K, which comes out indeterminate sometime in 2022.
TBA, to be announced. I was gladly to see my niece popping up in the live chat, the Mrs. Black. She said, love aliens in Saarbrücken. Tim Hens.
One day I'm going to be an
look-
alien in Saarbrücken.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Tim Hens said, aliens are going to look at Sky Sharks and say, what the fuck? Unfortunately, I still haven't watched it. I can't tell you anything about the Sky Sharks movie. So, Terje Tiberius Morg said, Saarbrücken is so close to France, they do half and half soft pretzel baguettes. Well, Terry, you're old sweet. I will get back to you with my phone about that. You know, you're old sweet. So, let me just look what was else. Some I have, I have double. Bob Morton says, is Sky Sharks on Criterion? Not yet. Not yet. Ricky B, I bought Tango Shalom DVD and gave it a 5-star review.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, what he's talking about, of course, is this DVD right here. Unfortunately, there's no special features on it, but I'm still working on getting it out on Blu-ray and 4K. But thank you for the purchase. That was very nice. I hope you enjoy the film. Thanks for the 5-star review. By the way, anybody who watches Tango Shalom, it's always helpful if you go to Amazon and give us, even if you hate it, just do it for me, a 5-star review, because it will bolster the amount of money we'll make selling it to a streaming service. And we need that money because we have to pay back our investors. And, you know, now that I have to move, we're in the market to buy a house. And the house we want, we need like a $400,000 down payment. I don't even know. That's never going to happen. I mean, I could sell my hot toys and all that, but it's a great house. It's an amazing house. We're going to have to go for half that, but it's fine. You know, it's time to sell everything I own just to pay for a down payment on a house. So it's okay. I only really need the Robservatory. Only really has to have whatever you see in the frame behind me. So the rest of all the wondrous things in here, they can all go, right? Can't take it with
sale
you.
next weekend.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. You know, it's really funny. I look around, people are like, you know, you could sell all your stuff, and I'm like, who's going to buy it? You know, collectively, no one's going to come here and buy all my stuff.
I'm interested in that stuff.
I'm not going to buy. You know what? This house that I really love that we could never afford has this awesome separate 2-story like guest house that's like totally open floor plan. It would make the ultimate Robservatory, and you could hang things from the ceiling. Like, I haven't put together. Martino Silmoni, who I notice is here, got us the Playmobil Enterprise.
Yeah.
It would be so rad to be able to hang that from a 2-story ceiling, because it comes with a hanging device in it. So you can actually hang it, and I could just sit there, and whenever I wanted to, people could walk in. I could make the warp drive work and make the bridge sounds happen just from an iPad. One day I'll be successful enough to,
great.
Yeah, find somebody to float me a loan or something, you know. Yeah. And then everybody can come to Robservatory too. It'll be like Hugh Hefner's. Instead of Midnight Metal, we'll just have parties every weekend, and we'll just broadcast them live. It'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'm telling you.
Gary Benjo's Sandwich Worthington. Sign some Tango discs for Christmas, R&B. Sign some Tango discs.
I only have one. I should order more and send them out.
There's only one. There you go. Meekin, or my friend Simon, says, happy 50th show, and he says, Dieter has his rubbish bin of discs next to him. Yes, Simon, I have them right here. And then, Rob, I go Emil Johansson is my favorite suite, and Stubble is second, because Emil always has my back. He says, stop calling Dieter Trash Panda.
Wow, you mean, are you kidding me? You're going to put Emil Johansson above Stubble McShave as your favorite Swede?
You know, we have to do a little bit of balancing.
I will say Emil does write some pretty good philosophical letters. I've enjoyed his letters over the years and getting to know him.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Rogue Thinker, yeah.
Stubble is 6'5" and could stomp on Emil.
Okay. But Rogue Thinker said, answered to Emil Johansson, I second that statement. And even as Beam said, nice hole, Dieter. Okay. So, but Tim Hens said to Emil Johansson, Trash Panda is Dieter's badge of honor. And I wear it proudly. Proudly, Tim. You know? Terry was back and he said, let's get physical media, the home improvement episode, considering my little bit of adding. smoothing out some corners of some O-rings. Darth Plato, the show is fun because they talk about movies I've never heard of before. Okay. Tom Jr. Jackson.
That's either a benefit
really
or a
is-
hazard. If it's a benefit, it's not our problem.
It really is a fun show from Tom. And Justin, I like learning about stuff I've never seen, you know. And Tim Hens was explaining, Schnäppchen is a bargain, you know. Charlie the Unicorn, Dieter is a hard target. Once again, like Adam, Charlie, have you seen me move? I don't know if that you could tell I am a hard target. Adam Steins, Fast 9 4K was going for $9.99. Not Schnäppchen enough. Okay. Tim Hens, does RMB have a death wish? Keeps acknowledging he's about to shovel off his mortal coil. Bill Barclay, to be honest, I don't know what people will do after Rob is no longer around.
Well, you know, I don't have a
That's-
death wish. I've just come to grips with the fact that one day it's all going to be over. You know, I just finished I've read the Star Trek Coda, the final book of
finished
Oblivion's
it?
Gate twice. I've read it twice.
Oh,
And you know what? I can honestly say, you know when you read comics and you were a kid and on the cover it would say, everybody dies.
Ooh.
Star Trek Coda, everybody. Virtually every single Star Trek character ever died. So our universe... So here's the thing. 20 years of literary Star Trek was destroyed and swept away because of Star Trek Picard, the TV series. Think about that. 20 years of people's writing, of people that really knew and loved Star Trek, a continuity that has been carefully curated over many, 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 many books, was destroyed and swept away so the novel series could now be reconciled with the swill that is Star Trek Picard. Think about that. Think about that. That's the world we live in, Dieter. That's where we're at now as a people. As a human race, we're crazy.
and even Tim Hens came back with dark thoughts. It will be a dark day when all cinema cease to exist and physical media comes to a sad, depressing end. But we're not there, Tim. We're not there, Tim, yet. Okay. Let me just see. Call me Ishmael. Rob, I just bought Tango Shalom on DVD. It will be at my house tomorrow. Let us know what you thought about it.
What do you think about it?
Call me Ishmael. It has to hopefully answer in the live chat today. You know, Harry Nice Guy. Tango Shalom is listed on Amazon Germany, but it says out of stock. But that would probably be the US DVD.
Yeah,
But
you
Rob
can't
said
get it yet.
It is,
But
but it is as Rob said, it is region free.
you want to hear something pretty cool?
Yeah.
In 4 days,
Okay.
days, Tango Shalom opens all across the CIS, the Confederacy of Independent States, aka Russia. Tango Shalom is opening throughout Russia, which I think is pretty cool. And then it goes to Benelux, the Benelux Union, which I think is very cool. And then I know it's going to Israel. I don't know when, but it's sweeping across Europe, not unlike the Germans in World War II.
You take your time, Rob. You take your time. You know? Emil Johansen. A silver medal is not the same. And he said, I'm not very tall, okay? Omar 94. Take up the challenge and appear on the show. I dare you. Okay. Terry. In Norway, we have Zoom calls with happy endings. No?
Really?
That's what he said.
I think usually happy endings is when I get like a hot toy in the mail. But if I'm on a Zoom call, I mean, wouldn't you have to provide your own happy ending if you're on a Zoom call, or does somebody come in like off screen?
That he didn't specify, Rob. That he didn't specify.
Wow, I want to have a Norway happy ending. I mean,
Rob, you asked me 2 weeks ago about the German Secret Service, and I was totally drawing a blank. But the live chat was there to help me out, and I know now why I draw a blank, because for me it doesn't sound like a a Secret Service agent. It is the BND, Bundesnachrichtendienst. Nachrichten is just news. So for me, this sounds more like a news channel or something like that.
Wow, it's been a long time since you've taught us a German word.
Rather than a Secret Service agency. So it's the BND, Bundesnachrichtendienst, is the German Secret Service.
Do they walk up to you and ask for your vaccination papers? Your papers, please.
Not now, but probably around the corner.
It's coming soon. You guys, you have a new prime minister. Angela Merkel's out the door, buddy. What do you think of that new PM you got?
Let's see how he will. Give him some time, Rob. Give him some time. He's fresh. He's fresh. Okay?
I mean, not to get political, but I liked Angela Merkel.
She was really very, very long at the top. Rob.
She looked like the kind of woman who'd give you a spanking, if you know what I'm saying. And I know you do.
The young Yoda said, "I heavily disliked the last Bond film." Okay. Mr. Gonzal 09, Omicron variant sounds like something from Transformers.
Or Star Trek.
Tim Hans loved Mad Max 3, very underrated, Mr. Gonzal 09 came back. Josie and the Pussycats is a horrible movie.
Okay.
Come on.
You know what? Any movie that has a song called "I'm Your Backdoor Lover" is not horrible.
Yeah. Guitar and Marshall Stacks.
It's pretty good. I mean, Josie and the Pussycats is I love it. Love it. It is a great parody of the music industry. Do not besmirch my beloved Josie and the Pussycats.
Tim Hens liked my pronunciation of motherfucker in German, David Kogel, my friend David. I will just stop.
I'd say our friend.
Our friend, yes.
I have drawings he sent me too,
Yeah, but Rob, let me go back. What would Gary Banjo Sandwich Worthington, what would Dieter Bastian want for Christmas? Well, Gary, what I would like to have here in my hands is an Agent Cody Banks, media book. Someone signed it, But my friend David Kogel always comes through for me. He did send me something. Those artists always have their muse, and she signed this for me. This is his muse cat, Don't know if you can. There.
Oh yeah, no, we can see that.
No.
Wait, hang on. Let me go full frame on that lovely lady. She looks like somebody who would fit right in to this show.
From Cat. So thanks, Cat, for sending me this. So David Kogel is one step ahead of Europe,
It's true.
It's true. And he said, I think Rob and Dieter should write a coffee table book about physical media.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? I wanted to make a documentary on the history of physical media. And I've been thinking about maybe trying to crowdfund it because it wouldn't cost a lot of money, but I could get some great interviews. And, I think the channel would be supportive. I mean, I'd probably have to make, because you'd have to license clips, so it'd be expensive. But there's people I've wanted to do this for a long time. And one of the people that I wanted to interview passed away a couple of years ago, Andre Blay. And there's a lot of people now that, are no longer with us. But I think wouldn't it be cool if we actually made a let's get physical media documentary where we actually did make a movie? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do, actually, because most of the people that I'd need to interview are local here in town.
The history about it is big. We're starting with the Halloween VHS tape that you bought.
Well, it'd be even earlier than that. I mean, what's really interesting is the history of physical media is the history of Hollywood over the last 50 years. So it would be a fun thing to do, and I bet I could get, we could get interviews with some pretty heavy hitters. I mean, everybody, like I'd want to get George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, for instance, and you could. And I wouldn't crowdfund that documentary until I had a few heavy hitter interviews like that. and it might be a good thing to do. So if anyone out there has ever wanted to help or be an executive producer of a documentary,
Now's the time.
and I'd love to do it. Cliff Stevenson and I wrote a huge proposal to do a history of Criterion documentary, like a 13-part series. And I think it's quite good. I'd love to do that too. Maybe we could incorporate the whole thing and actually do an entire series about home video, and Criterion would be an episode. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, it would, something to do.
Yeah. Your favorite sweet is back, Rob. Stubble McShave. It would be funny to see the internet burn up if there's only one Spider-Man in the new Spider-Man movie. Rob, I will see it Wednesday. I will see it. No Way Home. When is your date at the
I see it on, is it Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday? Did you see, though? Well, I shouldn't bring it up. Okay. But there was apparently an interview clip where they accidentally used a piece of footage they weren't supposed to. I won't say what it is. I don't know if it's real. It could have been. I'm just not gonna say, not gonna do it. You know what's really interesting? Yeah. If Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up in this movie, I think that's cool, but people kind of know that. But there are other characters that nobody knows are in this movie. I'm not saying who they are, but I think people are going to go a little bit more bananas when they find out. Because everyone's already like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. All I can say is that Spider-Man No Way Home has some surprises that nobody knows about yet. That's all I'm saying.
Fingers crossed. So, considering the idea for the 50th show or something, Terry was back. Yes, you had a plan. Top 10 movies A to C was actually the plan. And Brian Hepburn said, do you think you will get African Kung Fu Nazis for Christmas, Justin? No,
I still have it. It's right here.
And Tim said again, seem to recall the original plan for the 50th show was for viewers in the chat to list their top 5 physical media treasures. So the people know more than we, Rob. Thanks, Dieter. Just bought Dune and noticed it had an image on the inside. From Planet 628, who said he doesn't like if steelbooks come, empty with no pictures on the insides.
Dude, you must be to the end of these questions. We're like a half an hour into this show. And we haven't talked about physical media yet.
Yeah.
Because I got some big news for you.
It was great to see Dave watching our show, especially since I showed a Kiss special edition. The box is amazing, but at $200, I just don't know how often I would dive into it all instead of just listening to the OG album. Okay, Mr. Gonzal, I went to a Kiss show once, became a fan instantly. So just go with it. And to close it out a little bit faster, with a nice joke, Ricky B, I think Dieter is losing his accent. No,
if you lose your accent, there's no show. There's no show. Say motherfucker one more time in German.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, see? Come on. Yeah. We don't want to lose that. That's some joyous shit.
Since we haven't shown anything, Rob.
Wait, I'm not going to No, not yet. Hang on. Okay. I got some news for you. I would like to show you something, and I wonder if you're going to know what this is. I'm showing this to you. Updates. New titles are coming. In the next couple of weeks, keep checking back. You can still order from our site as we are shipping from normal. The site is having a small overhaul to prepare for the upcoming changes. Please let us know if you run into any issues. A note from the head tuna. You have all been so patient and supportive during this tragic time. I do not have the words to express my thanks for each of you and the kind words you have sent, but thank you, and we're ready to you. I give thanks. Guess what's back up and running? Stinky Tuna. Would you like to see what I ordered from Stinky Tuna on Blu-ray?
All right.
First of all, David Pryor's The Empty Man, this incredible cult horror film. And who knows, maybe I ordered you one too. Not that you would get it, but I did order it for you. Also, hey, well, how about this? The Mandalorian Season 1, 3-disc Blu-ray set. Mandalorian Season 2, 3-disc Blu-ray set. A favorite of mine, Less Than Zero from 1987. Ordered that. But how about this? Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. The uncut, extended version of the entire film. Something I've seen. That's right, buddy. Stinky Tuna, which is no longer called Stinky Tuna. And you have to be invited. They have to, vet you. Can't just go there anymore. They got to know you.
Oh.
They know me. They know me. So Stinky Tuna is back up and running. And boy, do they have some interesting titles. And also there's...
They certainly do.
Certainly do. And happy to get The Empty Man on Blu-ray. I want to talk about the top-selling titles for November 28th through December 4th. The top 10 Blu-ray sellers. Number 1, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Number 2, Jungle Cruise. Number 3, Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. Guess they re-released it. My God. Number 4, Fast 9, The Fast Saga. Number 5, Harry Potter's 8-film collection. Number 6 is Free Guy. Number 7 is Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy. Number 8 is Black Widow. Number 9 is Suicide Squad. And number 10 is the original Christmas Specials collection. Top 5 4K discs. Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy.
Ooh.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Mortal Kombat 4K. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. And Zack Snyder's Justice League, even though you and I have had that for a year now or something. There you go.
Still selling.
And the top 5 home media sellers for the week of all overall: Shang-Chi, Dr. Seuss, Jungle Cruise, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Stoled. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, the original, of course, and Elf. There you go. So, and they're still giving us 3D information too, even though how many 3D discs can you get in America? But this is really interesting. So, here are the top 5 Blu-ray 3D sellers for the week ending December 4th: The Polar Express, Godzilla vs. Kong, Wonder Woman 84, The Wizard of Oz 3D, and Dr. Seuss's The Grinch in 3D. So there you go. Now, other great news, Dieter. Other great news. A favorite of mine. Look at what Kino Lorber's announced. Touch of Evil, my friend. Touch of Evil is coming out in 4K from, guess where? Kino Lorber. Do you know they're releasing To Live and Die in LA? Now, this is a new Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the theatrical cut of the film. There's new audio commentary by Tim Lucas. That's on disc 1. Disc 2 has a Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the reconstructed cut of the film. And then there's also a third disc with a new Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the preview cut of the film. I mean, they're going all out for this cinematic treasure. You know, any man that cast Charlton Heston as a Mexican deserves credit. Thank you, Orson Welles. Amazing. Another film that we need to talk about is a movie that, well, it's not very beloved. It's not very good, but I thought I'd mention it. John Carpenter's Escape from L.A. is coming out with a new Dolby Vision presentation. I mean, this is a movie that this is kind of like your slow little brother or sister that you want to love. They're hard to love, but you love them anyway. I kind of feel that way about this movie. I really don't like it. But yes, but I want to love it. I do. I want to love it, but I don't. And I don't even, Shirley, why am I drawing a blank on her name? She scored Mask of the Phantasm. Work with John Carpenter. Even the score is not as cool and stripped down and minimal. And it's got some of the worst CGI from a movie ever put out in 1996, 5, whatever, 6. So anyway, but I'm still going to buy it, and I'm not going to apologize. Another movie I quite like and watched it last night is coming out in 4K, Looper. Looper coming out on 4K. It is a new Dolby Vision HDR presentation, and the filmmakers were involved, so that's cool. 22 deleted scenes. It's good movie, and then another big release that let's talk about it. I don't know what's going to be on it. Well, I do know what's going to be on it, and I'll tell you. Dune. Probably, I'm looking forward to this as being a reference disc coming out. Dolby Vision HDR presentation, of course. It has many featurettes: the Royal Houses, Film Books, House Atreides, Film Books, House Harkonnen, Film Books, the Spice Melange inside Dune, the Training Room, and a bunch of other special features. It is coming out, so that is pretty. This is coming out on January 11th, bruh. So less than a month away. You can take Dune home, and you can get off on the spice. So that's kind of fun. So there you go. There's some news for the week.
Good news.
So what does our trash panda? What sites, to quote the great Pinhead? What sites do you have to show us?
I start with some titles, and this one I watched. I probably didn't need to buy this because it was on the streaming service from Amazon itself, but wasn't that bad. Like the review said, I bought Jolt.
Oh,
with Kate Beckinsale.
Dude, you know what? If you to watch Kate Beckinsale on like any talk show, if she's on Graham Norton, she's one of the most appealing personalities working in film today, and she's very easy on the eyes. So how was it?
It was fine, okay, a little bit better than the reviews were make it out to be. At least for my perspective, they probably shot the movie in a two-way street studio somewhere, but it was okay. It was okay. That's worst movie. Probably the only Black Friday purchase I made is for the Xbox Series X. I bought Alan Wake, the remastered version of the game that I already own for the 360. So this was probably the only Schnäppchen I really made over the Black Friday sales. This one, Mark Kermit reviewed it, I believe, over the weekend, but I haven't seen it, with Keira Knightley, Silent Night, as a 4K disc. Hope it's the right movie for Christmas time, okay?
And you don't have to be afraid.
Hope.
It's Christmas time. I know people. I make obscure 80s music jokes, and people are like, what?
The next one, Cat in the Bag, I hope it's good. German movie. Der Hauptmann. Rob, you know, our World War II movies. I don't know, from Robert Schwenke, who made the Red movies, you know, the ID movies.
What's a Hauptmann?
Hauptmann, I don't know exactly what kind of rank it is in America. It's a captain or major. I would have to look it up. What exactly is the American?
Is this a World War II movie?
Hauptmann? Exactly, Rob. It is about a guy who finds a uniform of a Hauptmann and just takes the role of it, even that he isn't. But I have to.
So do they have to blur out the swastikas when they make World War II movies in Germany?
No, then it's art, Rob. Then it's art. You know?
Oh, then it's art. Okay, I got it.
This is Rob. This is not art. You know, this here with the double S.
I would disagree. I think that is art.
Exactly. The next one, Rob, I don't know if you have it probably gotten it too, Rob, so you could show it both. From Mike Naughty, Krampus.
It's coming. I don't have it yet, but I did get the naughty cut.
I didn't get my editing out, but probably the edges need a little bit of, you know, refurbishing here.
That's fine.
And great. And you have a reversible inner cover. So you have two covers for Krampus. And
we should have Mike Doherty come on the show next week. I wonder if you would.
Yeah.
You might.
Wait. Krampus. Then really movie I liked this week. I watched it this week from one of our favorite companies, Vinegar Syndrome. I bought Sensor.
I've got that coming. I bought that too. By the way, Vinegar. Can we talk about how great Vinegar Syndrome is for a minute?
Totally. Do it, Rob.
Dude,
Do it
let's just, like, first of all, I've been in love with Vinegar Syndrome since they put out Liquid Sky and Body Melt. but they have been Censor's a new movie, so they're stepping up their
Correct.
game. Their Beastmaster release was incredible. Their packaging is incredible. The care and the way they've dealt with customer service is incredible. Vinegar Syndrome is a company that I think everyone should put on their radar. I mean, I know they released some great porn titles from the 70s because I call it bush porn. I love bush porn because we don't have that anymore. Look what they've done there. Come on now.
Rob, they took me for a fool. They really took me for a fool because now we get to the insides of the box, you know. I put this one out, Rob. I hadn't seen the movie. I knew about it, a little bit about what it was, but nothing more, as usual. And then I put out this one, and I thought, this is not censored. They put in the wrong movie. But this is actually the movies that the censor is watching.
And that's why Vinegar Syndrome fucking rules.
Yeah. And then, Rob, once again, not the same cover, another one under it. And you can even swap it to this one, and you have a booklet in it.
Which very full moon-esque covers on the inside there.
Yeah. And
let's give a moment of thanks for Vinegar Syndrome. God bless you. God bless you, people.
This idea, I totally was fooled for 10 seconds. I really thought I put in the wrong movie on the inside, but they didn't. Censor, really nice.
I have it coming. You know, it's funny. They put out a few things. I have an order coming from them of stuff, and Censor is one of those things.
Yeah, great. From Korea, haven't seen it. Cat in the Bag, but from my friends in Korea, I always trust them. The Negotiation is the movie we would call it. Negotiation. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, based on the world today, I think that if I was like in my 20s or something, I'd have to have a Korean girlfriend just so she could tell me all about how cool Korea is. Because I've been there. You know, I was there in 2018, and I'm wondering how come all of a sudden everything about Korea is badass. I mean, let's face it, it would be La Lisa from Blackpink. That would be my Korean girlfriend. But that's if I was in my 20s. You know, I'd be like, hey, I'm making a movie with William Shatner. She'd be like, really? Well, I'm too big for you. Fuck off. But anyway, all I know is she had COVID. But and she's not even Korean, but she's Thai. But I do love what's coming out from Korea, and I would advise or ask everyone, watch Hellbound. Really good.
On it. Really good. It's on my watch list as the next title. This movie I haven't seen in a long time, Rob. Link, Der Butler.
Wow, dude. Is that a media book?
No, it's just a little bit of a slipcase on the inside.
Yeah,
and
that movie's not great.
4K,
not great.
But it is digitally restored in 4K, Rob. It's not great, Rob. I have no memory of it.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't have memory of it. It's not that it's terrible. It's just like, okay, you know.
From the VH.
Now, Lancelot Link, there's an ape.
Link.
People are like, what?
The next one?
I'm fucking old. That's why I'm going to die soon. Because I make Lancelot Link jokes.
Next one, Cat in the Bag. It will come out in America, I believe, in January.
Wait. Darren Hoyt in the chat says Rob can still get a North Korean girlfriend. Yeah, but the import fees are too expensive. I'm terrible. I kid. Look, I was just canceled. Kim Jong-il is going to come after me.
What do you mean?
Although his sister, can you get me King? You know, I'd straighten her out. I'd show her a few movies. You know, enough of your posturing, lady. Come over here. Just kidding.
So, like I said, this movie will come out in the States, as I believe, in January. Haven't seen it. Cat in the Bag. The Djinn.
You know what? I'm very curious about that. Is that a German media book?
Yeah. There's a German media book, and this will
I
be
keep
the cover
seeing that.
It
looks
from
cool.
the American one. Yeah.
I keep thinking about, is it an adaptation of Graham Masterton's novel of the same name that I could never find in the 70s? If someone can find me a copy of Graham Masterton's Djinn, I'd love to read it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Wanting to read it for over 40 years, can't find it.
The Djinn.
Come on, you Brits. send me a copy of Graham Masterton's Gin.
The next one is a new one for me, an older movie, and I had to look it up. What is the English title? And it's Queen Margot.
Oh yeah,
Bartholomeus Nacht in 4K as a 4K media book.
that's beautiful.
It comes with 3 discs because we still have the DVD. We have to have the DVD too. And let me just see if there are some pictures, of course, in it. And I don't know if there was anything about different versions of the movie. So this is a little bit of a blind buy for.
So it's a cat in the bag,
Cat in the bag, Rob. Cat in the bag.
and the bag's in the river.
The Bartholomeus.
That's if you're a
the
fan of the
next one-
sweet smell of success, and you should be.
The next one, I already bought the American version, but I bought this because I wanted to have German subtitles to it, and it is a nice media book from The Green Knight.
Wow, that's really nice. You know, I finally watched that. I really love this movie.
Yeah, you loved it.
That's a beautiful media book, by the way. Is that in 4K? Because the American version's only
Yeah.
blue.
No, the American is 4K too, Rob.
Is that what I got? Was it 4K? Is that what I wanted? I thought it was Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you
No,
go.
you got a 4K too, Rob.
Well, that's good.
So
Did I?
the Green Knight.
I really like that movie a lot. I
Yeah.
think it's really it's one of my favorites that I've seen of the year, definitely.
I probably will have to watch it again to make my final verdict about it.
Is that your
The
final
next one
offer?
is final offer. The next one I have stumbled across is available from Vinegar Syndrome, but this is not a Vinegar Syndrome edition, but it is, as far as I know, the same transfer. It's an old German Western, never seen it. It's called Deadlock.
Wow, what a great cover.
It's called Deadlock, but it is available as a Vinegar Syndrome title, but it is from the German label Subkultur. So, but I have never seen it. It's from 1970,
Wow. Beautiful.
and it comes with a booklet, audio commentary from the director. A lot of text, Rob. A lot of German text. Not many pictures. So, this was my horror, and I have special editions, but I have 2 special editions that I will.
Well, to be honest, I don't have much. I did buy Guardians of the Galaxy for the PlayStation 5, but since I
Hope you
got
like
it, I gave it to Sophie to load up on her PlayStation. I haven't seen it, so about that.
Did she said anything? Had she started playing?
She texted me. It's funny. We live in the same house. She texts me. She's like, I'm 5 minutes into this game and the soundtrack is amazing.
Yes.
And I've barely seen her since, so it must be good. Of course, I did get Ready Player One. It was part of what I showed last time on Let's Get Physical Media. I had bought a bunch because Bill Hunt from the Digital Bits said Amazon was having a sale on 4K discs. And what was interesting was you had to kind of look through what they had to find that they had a lot of $7.99 discs.
Yeah.
And what was really interesting was I ordered this. The other ones came, like Anna. I got Luc Besson's Anna that I showed 2 weeks ago. That came, but this didn't. So this just randomly showed up. Like, it took a while to get here, so I don't know where it came from. From Criterion, I got... I'd ordered some stuff, and again, Menace to Society. This is... my friend Darren Scott produced this movie, and the die-cut cover. This
great.
is a great version of this film. So this is Criterion, one of their first 4K releases, along with Citizen Kane, which, by the way, my Citizen Kane, because of the problems with the Blu-ray, I bought it from Barnes & Noble at half price. They've 86'd it. They 86'd. They're probably fixing it, and then they'll send it to me. But I did prepay that. I didn't get it. But I have to tell you, the third disc I have to show, because there wasn't much. I mean, once I read about this, I didn't know about this movie. I've talked about this movie with you.
Okay.
And then when I went to 88 Films to get it, it was sold out. The special edition was sold out. But Amazon UK.
Came through for you.
I had never seen this movie. To be honest, I'd never heard of this movie. I can't believe... I don't know if you've watched this. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Robot
Yes,
tricks.
Rob. Yes.
Dude.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh
Didn't you have
my...
fun?
Dude. I mean, it's no surprise.
Category 3 to the fullest.
Maybe it's because I was a little kid. I mean, I love Asian women. I love Asian women. There's a lot of Asian women in this movie. I mean, wow. This
Have you delved a little bit into the audio commentary from the
No.
English guys?
No, but man, what I have to say, this might be one of my favorite.
It was my first time seeing this movie.
Dude.
Never seen.
Dude. Okay, all I can say is that if you've never seen Robotrix, I love that.
I haven't you.
Yeah, I love that it's got the red 18 label from the UK.
Yeah.
First of all, this
Category
is
3 stuff.
Category 3. This is an incredible special edition. Now, I know that you already showed it. I'll show it again. I mean, you open it up. That's pretty much all you need to know. I mean, there's posters in here. There's
A great booklet.
I love
great
this. Underneath, she's all woman. I mean, this is these boutique companies that are finding these movies. I mean, this is a really extensive, beautiful book. Now, you know what's funny? We live in a world now where movies like this will never get made again.
No.
But boy, if you're puerile and you love what would you call this movie? How would the Trash Panda define this film? Because
It's got everything. It's got a little bit of everything for everyone.
it comes with, I can't even show half the things that come in here.
Yeah.
You can't even do it. But boy, you know what? I think that especially in this day and age, where people are shirking, like I wish that I was a 14-year-old boy and found this movie. I really do, because it might have been.
This was my first encounter with the movie too, Rob. Totally worth it.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to unfold this because why not? Because
Show the easier one.
oh yeah, well, yeah, okay. Here's the easier one.
Yeah, the easier one. Rob.
That's
Correct.
the easier one to show. There you
Easier
go.
one.
That's the easier one. Yeah, we'll show that. It's fine. I don't want this show to get canceled. But, boy, this movie, God bless 88 Films. Now, I have to say, 88 Films also released one of my very favorite Asian science fiction movies of the 70s, a movie I have a one-sheet for. I've mentioned this before. The Shaw Brothers, The Super Inframan, or as we know it in America, Inframan. I love that movie, and what can I say? One of my prized possessions was my 6th scale Inframan figure that was in my storage locker when it was stripped from me. So somebody that figure is worth like thousands of dollars, and they only made like, I don't know. I heard some Hong Kong businessman paid to have it made. There was only 100. So if any of you ever come across the 6th scale Inframan, you can find he made 2. You can find the skeleton bad guy, but if you ever come across a Super Inframan figure, and I don't see it, buy it for me. I'll pay you back. I desperately want that action figure. I had it. I owned it. It was one of my favorite 6 scale figures of all time, and it was in my goddamn storage locker when they took it. But anyway, Robotrix.
Damn it.
My God, dude. I had no idea. But now I do, and I'm a better man for it. So there you go.
Rob, a little question. Do you trust me? I know.
Well, that
just as far as
depends.
you
I
can
mean,
throw
like,
me-
if we're in a room together and you want to know my safe word, I don't know if I trust you that much. But across the ocean, I trust you.
I forgot to mention one movie that I saw. So I would really urge you to go to Amazon.com, type in "Coming Home in the Dark" and order the movie, Rob.
Right now? You want me to do that right now?
Right now, Rob. If you
Okay,
trust
hang on.
me. Rob.
Okay, I
The
do.
most uncompromising movie I watched this year.
Okay, hang on.
Don't.
I'm not going to read
look
what it's
any-
about. I'm just going to write "Coming
Yeah.
Home in
Home
the Dark."
In the dark.
Okay.
Correct.
Now it's only on DVD. It's on
No,
Prime.
it
It's
is-
on Prime Video.
No, it is on out on Blu-ray, Rob.
Okay, hang on. "Coming Home in the Dark." Let me see. Blu-ray. Okay, they were "Coming Home in the Dark" Blu-ray. Okay. Nope.
What do
It
you
is
mean,
not.
Nope.
It's not. "Coming Home in the Dark" is not on Blu-ray on Amazon. Really? Wait, "Coming Home in
I'll
the Dark."
send you the link.
Hang on. I'm looking at it right now. It's not here.
But you have Blu-ray, DVD. The Blu-ray is $23.99. The DVD is $19.49.
Well, hang on. I'm here on Movies and TV. I'm looking.
I'll send you the link after the show, Rob.
On
Just
my
trust me.
Coming Home, dude, I'm telling you. "Coming Home in the Dark" Blu-ray is not showing up on Amazon.
Not sure. I'll send you. the
Oh,
link
wait.
later.
There it is here, but it's a UK or you know what? It's the German Blu-ray.
No, it's not out in Germany, Rob. It can be.
I'm looking. It's got I'm looking at the "Coming Home in the Dark." It does have a weird. It's from Umbrella Entertainment. Fuck it.
Okay.
It's only $27.
Rob,
I'll buy that
why
shit.
don't you go to Blu-ray.com, type in the search bar "Coming Home in the Dark," and it should show up. Come on.
Come on. Okay, I'm just telling you. "Coming Home in the Dark." 2021. There it is. "Coming Home in the Dark." Buy now. Well, there you go. It took me
There it
right
is.
there. It's right there. Wow. I
Don't
wonder why
read
it's not in
anything,
their
Rob.
search.
Just trust me. Most uncompromising film I watched this year.
Wow. If that comes
like
from
it.
you, I'm
I like
buying that shit right now. But why is there a bunch of stuff in my Amazon cart? I don't even know what's in here. What's in here? I'm not gonna pay $180. We have this family thing. I'm like, who's putting shit in my thing? Oh, I see. Got it. I understand. I know now why.
Trust me on this title.
All right,
Okay.
I'm
Let
doing
us,
it.
Rob.
It's
Let us.
purchased.
Let us. Should we go to letters next?
Well, if you got letters, let me guess.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me stop and think. Now that I'm "Coming Home in the Dark" and you've given
Yeah.
me, I'm like, okay, love it. I would imagine, given
You would imagine? Yeah.
a choice, might we have a letter from Omar 94? I don't know. Could just be me. I don't know.
Right on the money, Rob. Right on the money. Right on the money. And Omar says, "Hi, Rob, and guten Abend, Dieter. This will be a quick letter. First off, it's good to see the show return. It was a little strange not to see an episode of Let's Get Physical Media on a Sunday. I know when the show started, we saw episodes come out on Friday and then Saturday, but now Sunday has been the day you stick with. Now onto the topic of the letter.
Yeah,
I
because
wanted
we like to besmirch God.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
I
kidding.
wanted to offer a suggestions to the two of you. You have had guests appear on the show before, like you had Bill Hunt back in the early days, and we have seen George Feldenstein many times. With that, someone I would suggest you have on the show is fellow YouTuber Chris Stockman. He stated that he is a physical media collector, adding, if you watch his videos, you can see his collection in the background when he does his videos. I don't know if that will happen, but it's just a suggestion. Thanks and live long and prosper, Omar. Well, Omar, we already had a recommendation to bring Jeremy Chance on, but I don't know if Chris wouldn't even have had the time because I think he's doing a movie.
I don't know. He was talking about how it might have fallen apart.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know. I mean,
But
first
he
of all,
was
I
shooting. Wasn't he shooting already?
I don't know if he is. That would be great. I don't know. I love Chris Stuckman. I'm a big fan of his. I would love it if Chris Stuckman came on the show. Hell, you know what?
Of course.
To be honest, I'd love it if I think Jeremy Johns would come on the show.
That would be great.
You know, Jeremy
That would
used
be
to be a
great.
projectionist in a theater.
Yeah, you told me. You told
Yeah.
us about it. That would be great. So he would create insights.
Yeah, no,
So,
I'm a
Omar-
huge fan. I'm a huge fan of.
I put everything into my manager's hands to make something happen. You know, Omar.
Yeah,
He has the connections, Rob. Omar. He has the connections.
it's true.
And the next one comes from Brian Knight, Rob and Dieter. Why do some Region B DVDs play on American Blu-ray players? I was searching Blu-ray.com for upcoming Blu-rays, and one of the new releases was the final option. This is a great action movie about the SAS taking out terrorists at the American ambassador's home in England. I checked the special features of this new release with my copy of the movie, Who Dares Wins, the British title. Both DVDs have the same special features and both are Blu-ray. When I look closer at my copy, it shows the Region B logo, but I can play this movie in my American Blu-ray player. How is this possible? I had the same happen with a copy of The Eagle Has Landed, Michael Caine and Donald Sutherland. Both the Blu-ray movie and the special features DVDs were labeled as Region B. I could play the movie DVD, but the special features, also Region B, would not play. Curiosity questions, Rob and Dieter doing the Lord's work. This comes from Brian. Brian, well, that's simple. Oftentimes, the label packaging is simply wrong.
They fucked up. They
Region
didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're
Sometimes
supposed to.
It says code A, but it's region 3. Sometimes it says otherwise. You know,
I mean,
you can't. Normally you can trust the label, but sometimes the labeling, considering the region coding, is just wrong.
Yeah, I think what people should understand, for instance, like, and I'll use a movie that I know well.
Yeah.
That movie would be, Tango Shalom, now available on VOD or on physical media if you want to buy the DVD, wherever you want to buy it. At least, you can only buy it from Amazon. So what happens is, the way it works when you are selling movies, the way it used to work, was that every country was a different territory. So you had to make deals if a movie was going to come out in the UK, if it was going to come out in Spain, if it was going to come out in Germany. You had to make separate deals for each country. That's how it used to go. So, and a lot of distributors now, as the world has changed, distributors will say, well, we want all of Europe. So our distributor, Vision Films, was able to find a distributor that covers the Benelux territories. And I think it's Luxembourg, Brussels, and the Netherlands?
Netherlands and Belgium.
So it's
Belgium and Luxembourg.
So it's Netherlands, Belgium, and
Netherlands,
Luxembourg.
Belgium, Luxembourg.
Yeah. So when we made a deal with the Benelux territories, it was Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. So those 3 territories were covered, and we make available to them the movie however they want it. And unfortunately, our distributor has never dealt with 4K. And I actually wrote a letter and said, hey, man, I'd love to. I made a documentary about Tango Shalom. I'd love to put it on maybe, Dieter, we could produce a German media book of Tango Shalom and put all these awesome special features on it. I'll even throw you on as a producer, because why not? It should be Let's Get Physical Media presents the making of Tango Shalom.
Shalom.
We just have to
Over the years.
We just have to get them to throw us a little, cheddar for the effort. Llama. How about a little something for the effort if you're a Caddyshack fan? But yeah, so that's what happens. That's why there's different territories and regions and things like that. So,
yeah, and that's why Rob has bought many copies of To Live and Die in L.A. because they are distributed from different labels, and for me it's the Hunger Games distributed from different labels. That's why we get different covers, different iterations.
Yeah,
of the movie.
And also, like, if you have other countries feel differently about certain movies. That's why, you'll see an incredible release come out of Korea, or you'll see 88 Films in the UK do something really cool, and I think that what I love about all these worldwide special editions is I like to buy the special edition of the film that most shares the love of the movie for me. Like, you've got me a lot of German media books, including To Live and Die in L.A., and I feel like the one thing I never was able to get, they canceled my order, was the French. It's almost like my holy grail. I need that French book, the French version of To Live and Die in L.A. that comes with the book. I ordered it. They had one at Amazon. I thought I was cool. And then I waited, and they're like, sorry, sir, we can't get it for you. I'm like, come on, man. What? Fuck the French. I want your... Actually, no, I mean, my girlfriend's half French. I love the French. Their love of cinema is unparalleled around the world. But my God, why'd you cancel my order? And by the way, for those of you who bought Hard Target in 4K, the French version has that VHS work print of John Woo's real version of Hard Target. So while I appreciate Hard Target in 4K, thank you, Kino Lorber, it would be nice. I got to get that French version with that bootleg copy. You have it, don't you?
But don't, Rob, but don't expect good quality considering.
No, it's terrible. It was. I mean,
that version.
It was terrible when I had a copy of it on VHS.
I just skipped through it, so I haven't watched it in its.
It's pretty damn great. You look at it and you go, like, Universal would never do it. But if I could see somebody go back in, Stallone does a new Rocky IV, Coppola goes back into all his films. Somebody really needs to go back into the negative of Hard Target. I know. People are like, wait, what? And just do it and put it back the way John Woo made it, because the movie is infinitely better. Infinitely better.
And even I like the unrated cut of the movie already. So even I love the movie already. You say it's even better.
Oh, dude, it's way better.
Way better. Awesome.
Just saying.
Awesome to know. Okay, next letter, Rob. Like I said, some people have a little bit more private connection to me, which is a nice sub thing that came out of Let's Get Physical Media, and they don't go through the official channels anymore, Rob. They send me stuff immediately.
I know. I can't. How am I supposed to monitor what's going to be said on the show? I don't know.
Correct. And Tim Hens writes in and did send a letter. Hallo Rob and Trash Panda Dieter. Guten Morgen, Tag, Abend, fellow Imagination connoisseurs, wherever you all are. First time email writer to the show, long time viewer.
Oh,
regarding the question last week, what was the original plan for the 50th edition of the show last week? I seem to recall it was for regular viewers to send in their top 5 physical media treasures they own. So out of curiosity, much consideration, and a lot of thinking, here's mine whistled down to my personal top 5 list. Number 5, Star Trek, the original series remastered editions. How to successfully remaster a much-loved and iconic series, yet still keeping to the spirit of the original.
Chef's kiss.
Number 5. Number 4, Band of Brothers. Probably the finest miniseries to ever be made for television. The Blu-ray box steel tin set isn't half bad either. Number 3, Apocalypse Now. All 3 versions of the movie masterpiece, all in one box set, along with probably the finest movie documentary ever put on film, Hearts of Darkness.
Yep, I agree with that. I love this guy.
Yeah, Tim is throwing out there. Number 2, Blade Runner. All 5 versions of this supreme cult movie, along with a rarely seen work print, topping it off with a treasure trove of sensational bonus features, culminating with the fabulous feature-length documentary Strange Days. And number 1, the Lord of the Rings Trilogy Extended Editions. Without doubt, the mother of all movie extended editions, literally an entire film school, from multiple feature-length audio commentaries to the most comprehensive and remarkable making of, which leaves no stone unturned. This is the ultimate box set to end all box sets, which anyone and everyone truly seriously about film should own. 2 honorable mentions would be Oliver Stone's JFK Director's Cut and the Casino Royale Deluxe Edition. Do let me know what you thought of my choices, as feedback is always welcome. Hasta la vista, live long and prosper, keep rocking like a hurricane, but most of all, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, Tim Hans. Well, Tim.
Tim Hans,
fine list.
Yeah, I would have to say he's absolutely correct. Those are all fine, very fine choices. By the way, Dieter, I might have a surprise for you.
Okay.
I might have done something crazy on this show. We'll see if it happens. Well, who knows?
Okay, you throw a link out. Let's see who will come on. Okay.
How'd you know that?
I have the live chat here. Okay.
Good for you.
I only have the live chat here because we had some shenanigans back in the day where we had this audio issue and we didn't recognize that we had an audio issue.
It's true.
Because we could communicate totally normally, but we didn't.
By the way, and look at how far we've come technically since this show started.
Insane. Another short letter from Jim Napoli. Hello, Rob and Dieter. Any chance you have any info on the following titles? They look very bad and are in dire need of an upgrade. Thanks, Jim. Invaders from Mars, 1953.
I would love it. William Cameron Menzies directed that movie. I would love to see that. I hope somebody does that because it's a beautiful film. I think it really needs a full digital restoration. I don't know if anyone would do it. I think it's one of the most important sci-fi films of the 50s, but I'd love to see it done. Haven't heard anything about it, though.
The next one, Day of the Triffids from 1963.
Another great classic British science fiction film. Would love to see it remastered, but who knows? I mean, the problem with these movies, and I hate to say it, but you have to convince. How do you convince people that those are worth doing? And unfortunately, those young kids today, what do they want to watch? They'd be like, well, I'd see Toby Hooper's remake of Invaders from Mars, but would I watch the original? Probably not. Let me go back on Instagram. No, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing, but it's look, I think that there are some real classic sci-fi films that we've received some great restorations of. War of the Worlds, When Worlds Collide. I hear they're doing Conquest of Space, which I'm really happy about. Day the Earth Stood Still, Forbidden Planet. I would love to see a 4K Forbidden Planet, by the way. So, and Invaders from Mars. If for no other reason, it's such a it's a wonderful film. It's beautifully done.
And the third one from Jim Napoli was The Secret of Blood Island from 1965.
That's I don't know if someone will do it. I mean, the problem is, we could call George and ask him.
Charlie the Unicorn asks Rob, how much to redo a 1950s movie? How much?
Well, the average cost of anything that's done on negative to do it's basically about $100,000 to do it right, and that's only to get the negative transferred into digital format, because you have to take that negative up, it has to be scanned, it has to be cleaned, and then the work has to begin in earnest. So if you really think about it, I mean, off the top of my head, I would say the proper way to do an older film, and that's assuming the negative was well preserved, you're $200,000 to $250,000. That's why Free Enterprise isn't on 4K. I mean, one of the things, like, if I could get my executive producer to okay it, I would crowdfund it, and I'd have to sell the disc for a premium, but we would do, a big full-blown special edition, but it would cost $100,000 just to scan the negative. And then I'd do a lot of recutting and do a lot of restoration work and all kinds of things, but it's expensive. And the problem is how do you get that money back? Correct. At the end of the day,
will you sell enough?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it in terms of physical media, like Free Enterprise, Shatner, if I could appeal to, like, let's just do a breakdown. let's say, because people ask me, why is it free enterprise on 4K or Blu-ray? There's no high definition version of the one movie I've directed. I don't own it, so I have to have the person that owns it okay this. So the way I would want to do it ultimately is I would have to crowdfund it. And in order to crowdfund it to do everything properly, and this is not even to make a profit, so I wouldn't make any money because I don't care. I just want the movie out there and preserved for. Because right now, the one movie I made with William Shatner and Eric McCormick is moribund. It's sitting on a shelf, and it only exists in standard def, so it's basically useless right now. So if I were to do that, I'd need about $250,000 total to do everything. Everything I needed to do. So the question would be like, okay, if my executive producer said, Rob, all right, I'll let you do what you need to do, I would have to crowdfund the project. So people would have to, I'd make a digital version available. I'd make special features available. So how much would people pay for that? If you wanted to get the physical 4K version, and I would do a version like Robotrix with 88 films. I mean, that might be even a company. I would say, look, if you put this out, I'll deliver all the materials to you to do that. Maybe I could do something like that. I don't know. But it just would cost money. So if you ask people to prepay, which is you crowdfund, you're like, okay, would you pay $35 for a special 4K version in Dolby Vision? And even if you had 35, like if you got 1,000 people to do it, well, that's $35,000. That's not enough. And are there, let's say you got 5,000 people to do it at $35. That's still not enough. So could you crowdfund? It's tough. It's a hard thing to do, and that's why there are some films. I mean, I don't understand. A lot of these companies have deals with other production houses to do these transfers or whatever. It's tough. It's a hard thing to do. And Free Enterprise is very independent, and people are like, it's embarrassing to me that the one movie that I directed is not available in a great physical media edition. The last time it came out was in 2006. Yeah. But, it would cost a lot of money that I don't have. And then maybe you could take the 4K version and sell it to a streamer, which would then augment the price. So it's tough. It's hard. It's if I had some angel investor say, okay, here's $250,000, go do it. But I still couldn't because Mark Gottwald, who owns the movie, I'd have to say, Mark, will you allow me to do this? And because and then how would you pay that investor back? It's tough.
Tough. Rob, suggestion, I show one special edition, then we go to Super Chats.
We can do that. Indeed. Okay.
First special edition of the week, Rob. Mulholland Drive.
What the hell is that, dude?
The 4K from Europe, Rob.
Wait. No? Come on, let's go full frame on this beauty. Where did you get that?
It's available in the UK, as I believe, and this is
dude, this is making my loins burn with desire.
But Rob, it's a little too big for what's actually inside the box.
I've wanted a girl to say that to me for a long time.
Let's
they never
open
do.
Up. Rip. We've got, so this was just the back of the board.
So is that the Criterion 4K? Who put this out?
This is from Studio Canal, Rob. But it is, as far as I know, it is the Criterion. It is the
yeah,
4K.
because I love my Studio Canal boxes. I didn't even know they were putting this out. Oh,
so you have some.
Yeah.
Cards. Oh, wait.
Well, Laura. Yeah.
So you have some cards.
Naomi and Laura, man. This. Ooh, boy. Yeah.
Oops. You have, of course, booklet for the movie.
Dude, is this dopeness still available? What the hell? It's on.
Yeah. Probably it should be. It should be. Then you have, of course, the movie in 4K.
Yeah, but the artwork, I love this.
And we've got 2 posters, I believe, or one or 2 posters.
How did I not know this was happening?
So we've got. Wait. This way. So we've
I'm
got
not going to
Art
blame
as
Emma
poster.
Bannon for not knowing about this, but I'm going to blame her. I'm just going to say.
And the normal poster artwork was in it. But as you can see, when I show now the empty box, how much probably space is unused in this.
Yeah, but
Probably
I understand.
only-
But you know what? It's only 39 pounds.
Yeah, it's not that extremely expensive. So this is the 4K, and this was, Rob, because I already have the Criterion one, but not the 4K. But the 4K has just the same cover when it comes to Criterion, so it was for me more the same cover. But this new cover, new packaging, I said, okay, then I'll buy it. Okay, first special edition, Mulholland Drive, 4K. 4K, the Studio Canal one.
Yeah.
It's together with the German art house company, but it is the same transfer.
Yeah.
So
Have you seen the Citizen Kane disc?
the special edition.
Yeah.
I have seen it this afternoon or just before the show.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
So, what are people firing in, Rob?
Oh, is it time? I mean, I know how you run the show. I just want to make sure.
No, it's.
I don't want to be all quiet.
I have another special edition, but I would say we go to Super Chats first before I.
We could go to Super Chats first. We could, or.
Do you have somebody in the?
I do. I
Okay.
do. And I think.
I see a friend there.
Do you see a friend? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he might not be a friend. Who knows?
No, it's sweet.
He's not a Swede. He's a Norwegian, Mac.
I know that, Rob.
He's a
He knows what I
Norwegian,
mean
Mac.
about that.
I love that. You were doing a
know
Thing
that.
reference. I liked it. I thought it was great. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of you, we're not worthy. Welcome, Terrier all the way from Norfucking-way. Terrier, welcome to Let's Get Physical Media. We've never had a
Thank
guest
you.
on the show that isn't an industry professional. So,
I'm honored.
welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Would you like to help us
to
answer
have you
super
here.
chats?
Sure.
Well, one of them, the first super chat is yours.
Yeah.
Yours, yeah.
So let's read. Terrier has sent me money to be on the show to talk about himself. So Terrier says, this is a Dieter Bastian appreciation post. Also, I had my eyes open for Robotrix, and what a movie. I can't believe it's not been part of my life. Now, do you have it yourself?
Yes, it too.
Okay. Now, let me just tell you, what did you think when you finally watched it?
I was blown away. I didn't know what was going on. It was
Does it matter, really?
kind of like being on drugs while being sober. That's the best way of explaining that movie.
But yes, it's life is
Fitting
better
description.
if you have Robotrix in your life. Now let's go back and see where.
But what did you get? What did you get to with Robotrix, Rob? Terry.
Oh yeah, Ricky O.
Ricky O.
Of course.
Another great
Never-
Because
movie.
he didn't know Ricky O, Rob.
Nope.
Can you imagine?
You didn't
I
know
don't.
Ricky O?
I didn't.
So you're young. You're young.
I'm not that young. I'm turning 40 in January. So,
Oh my God, 40! Wow.
Yeah, big 40.
I remember that year. Actually, you know what? They threw me a surprise party when I turned 40. It's
But I
true.
was happy to hear that Terry loved both movies.
You as well. And yes. So our first wait, we gotta talk about our first super chat comes from one of our our favorite. I haven't quite understood. He's on the Swedish-Italian border. Martino Sumoni, who is a great man, a great patron of this channel. And one day, I'm going to go drive his Lotus 7 that the prisoner himself has. Martino says, and by the way, this is actually, he's bringing up something that's quite, even I don't know. He has a question.
Okay.
He says, is this show about new home media? I'm about to convert my 16 millimeter films to tape. And I wondered if you would suggest to proceed with U-matic or wait for Betamax to gain popularity. Thank you. Well, Martino, I will say U-matic tapes, and by the way, I have U-matic tapes right here in the Robservatory. I would suggest perhaps digitizing them. Now, I understand where you live, you might not know about computers yet, but an Apple IIc, you can actually play text-based porn adventure games on it. You load them in on a cassette tape. It's amazing. So think about taking your 16 millimeter films and converting them to digital. I'm telling you, it's the future, dude. It's the future. And thank you very much.
I wish I could do that, but my dad taped over my entire childhood with a football match. So great going, Dad.
Well, I think that's more of a, that's actually, you should really think of it as more of a statement about how good your childhood was. Not as exciting as football matches. So clearly, Terrier, your dad has a lot to answer for. But did you get to watch those football games? Because I'm sure some were exciting.
No, I'm not into football at all.
Well. Okay.
So it's a bummer. But it's okay.
Harry Nice Guy says, wasn't Angela Merkel also known as Moody or Mutti?
Die Mutti.
Mutti.
Mom. As mom.
As mom.
You know? Yeah, it's just a word for mom.
You know what? Sometimes it's the moms that will show you things that you didn't even know you needed to know, if you know what I'm saying.
So I actually don't know if she was called Mutti. Okay. Mutti. Okay.
Who do you like do you have I'm not up on Norway politics. Do you have a prime minister?
Yeah. We just had an election, and a new prime minister took office like a couple of months ago or something.
By the way, I just want to point out that both Dieter and I are 185, but Terrier is widescreen. Just saying. Look at, the aspect ratio on the actual thing. Anyway, no one cares.
Well,
okay. Exactly, Rob.
No one, people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, God, I thought I was making a great physical media joke.
No.
You guys, just blank expressions. You Europeans, I hope you were laughing, like going, ha, ha, ha. Apparently you didn't. Lieutenant Commander...
It was just as good as the joke in, the Free Enterprise joke about pen and skin, Same level.
Wow.
Same level.
Wow. I love being insulted on my own show. Fantastic. It's great. You know what? This show used to star Dieter Bastian, but you know what? Forget it. It's only going to star me. No, I wouldn't do that. I would never do that. There. Never do it. Anyway, Lieutenant Commander Salinga sends in a tip and says, a tip: when switching from DVD, put the Blu-rays in simple cases into the DVD collector's box, like the Back to the Future 7, the Bourne Files T2 Ultimate Edition, or the epic TNG first release season box sets with big metal suitcases. I actually... So have you guys ever done that? Like when you have great DVD or Blu-ray packaging. I have to say the
Game of Thrones.
My incredible box set. When you get sometimes the discs aren't the same amount of discs, but have you ever done that? Do you ever take the better versions of the discs and then put them into your older, much cooler packaging?
Not really.
I think once I kept the special features disc from the director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and I put an extra Blu-ray in there when I bought that, so I have both versions in the cover.
It's funny that you say Star Trek: The Motion Picture, because I bought the Italian. In Italy, they released steelbooks of all the movies, and I only bought Star Trek: The Motion Picture, and I put my my director's cut DVDs in that steelbook. So
Great.
I think
Were steelbooks available? I didn't know that.
I think Mr. Lieutenant Commander, it's a good idea, and it's not something I'll be honest. I want to do that with my beautiful wooden box set of Game of Thrones, but I don't know. Like, I'd love to. I did not buy the 4K Game of Thrones discs, but I want them, and I
wait for a Schnäppchen, Rob.
Yes, I'll wait for a Schnäppchen. I absolutely will.
I actually got them on a Schnäppchen. There was a 60% discount at the biggest Norwegian retailer of movies, and I just clicked immediately on that because it's really expensive.
Yeah,
it's way expensive.
A lot.
Yeah. Stubborn McShave says, I saw someone say in the chat that you should try and do the physical media documentary for Netflix. I see so much irony in that. Well, I'll tell you. I mean, there is, but look, if it wasn't for PlayStation and Xbox, which I honestly believe that PlayStation 5 and Xbox have extended the life of physical media probably by 10 years. So we'll probably have it until as we go through the rest of the 2020s. But we'll be done. Physical media will be done. By 2030, there will be... I mean, people can collect it all they want, and let me tell you, I don't think any streaming service is going to be putting Robotrix up on their service anytime soon. So I think what's really interesting to me is that physical media is going to be the great repository of... Like, I just saw... There's a movie I have never seen in my life called Bury Me an Angel. The only reason I know it exists is there was a disc, actually a tape that I had in the 80s called The Best of Sex and Violence. And it was a tape, it was hosted by John Carradine and Keith and his sons, but it was hosted by John Carradine, and all it was a compilation of trailers from movies, like really cheesy 70s movies. And one of them was called Bury Me an Angel. And I love that trailer. It's probably on YouTube. But Bury Me an Angel is coming out on Blu-ray. Now, I've never seen it. I think a lot of 70s exploitation movies are never going to be preserved. They're never going to wind up. I mean, I would love to start an exploitation film channel where it's just... Because streaming... is HBO Max. No one's going to go back and watch. If Bury Me an Angel was on HBO Max, no one's going to watch it. But if you brand those films,
probably not.
Well, no, and if you brand them, and I feel like a lot of this are drive-in cinematic legacy films that they're not great, but they're going to be gone. They're going to be there. Look, half of the movies that were made before 1930 are gone. They don't exist. They don't exist at all. Cinematic art for 30 years in the early days of cinema don't exist. They're and I feel that a lot of our low budget exploitation cinema is also going to be swept away. And streaming will do that because you have analytics. And how many if Robotrix was on HBO Max. First of all, you'd have
Rob, Paul Nolan in the live chat says Robotrix is on Amazon iTunes and iTunes.
Is it really?
Actually, he says in the live chat.
Well, that's good. All of you should watch it. How long will it be until someone writes in and goes, "This movie is totally offensive. It represents the patriarchy. This movie needs to be canceled," which is going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't understand. People fucking, apparently nude people are not something cool. Nude people in science fiction settings with robots, and it's all even better.
That's been cool ever since Adam and Eve.
I know,
Why
but
stop now?
but until the world we live in now,
Yes.
people would we'd rather talk about, hey, let's talk about our pronouns. I'd rather talk about let's get down to, getting together.
Yeah.
That's what exploitation cinema is all about. But I digress. Blue Rock says, Rob, highly recommended Mad Love, which I've not seen. 1935 with Peter Lorre and Colin Clive. Ooh. Directed by Carl Freund. New from Warner Archive. Well, first of all, this channel is basically a de facto propaganda machine for Warner Archive. And as you know, the great George Feltenstein is back where he should be at Warner Archive, so we get great material. Come on, should I call him? Come on.
Okay, Fred.
I'm going to ask him. I'll see if he might not be watching. Cuz why not? I mean, he might be talking to his dad.
Did order my first Warner Archive title, actually, The Hidden.
That's a great disc, by the way. It's really good. Hang on, I'm gonna call George. I mean, he might not pick up. Who knows? But we can talk to him about this particular title. We'll see. So, can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear.
I didn't tell him I was gonna call him. Didn't know. Pick up the phone. He's like, I'm not going to talk to that Burnett guy anymore. He's out of his mind. It's crazy. He might be at West Side Story.
At this time of day, this early showings.
Well, it is almost 1.
Okay. Yeah, correct.
Please leave a message.
I'll leave a message. George, hey, Robert Meyer Burnett calling. Calling with Dieter and Terje Tiberius Mork all the way from Norway. We wanted to talk to you about Mad Love from 1935 with Peter Lorre and Colin Clive, directed by Carl Freund. But you're not there. You're probably seeing a movie like West Side Story. We hope you're well. And by the way, everybody should buy discs from Warner Archive. There we go. Can't fault him. He's probably not home. So I will get that disc. We should everybody just go order that disc. I've never seen the movie Mad Love, although I did read the comic book miniseries with Harley Quinn and the Joker. Tom Jr. Jackson says, it's not Sunday without Robin Dieter. Merry New Year, my friends. Bro, it's like December 12th. Come on. We got time.
We've got time to go. Correct.
Lieutenant Commander Salinga sends in a tip. Have you two shown or talked about the Hitchcock Blu-ray Collector's Edition? Each disc placed in a case shaped after a 35mm reel case. In see-through casing for displaying. I have it. It's just beautiful. Oh my God, I'm getting a phone call back. Oh my God. The phone rang again. Someone called back. Who might this be? Who is this?
It's George.
Oh my God, George. It's Rob Burnett. It's Dieter and Terje from Norway. I figured
Hello.
we wanted to call you up.
To all.
Well, Blue Rock asks and says highly recommended is Mad Love from 1930.
Of course.
And I figured
Essential.
So what do you think? Should we all buy it?
Yes, it's directed by the great cinematographer Carl Freund, and it was his first directorial effort for MGM, his first American film, and Peter Lorre's first American film.
And Colin Clive.
Really big seller for us.
Oh, so we should all pick it up.
Absolutely, it's a stunning Blu-ray, and I won't make any of my own judgments about it. I will leave it to people. Should read the reviews. People have been raving about the disc, and I'm very, very grateful for that and very proud of it. But people really, really wanted this disc, and Lorre is brilliant in it, and it's been a very hot seller for us for this lovely time called fourth quarter.
Well, now let me ask you this: since we've got you on the phone, is there anything you can tell us about 2022 in terms of what Warner Archive might have in store?
Yes, we're working on a lot of different things because of my period of, being on that island in the south of France for 6 months, sunning myself and whatnot. Things aren't going to start up as fast as I had hoped because it's going to get time to get the machine going again. And so there's only like 2 new Blu-rays for January, and people have been not happy about that in the forums with their concerns. But fear not, if all goes well, by the end of 2022, you'll be able to count back and say, oh, this is much or more than 2021. And this has been a great year for us. And it's not over yet.
Well, no, and Terje here, who's with us right now, he's on the show from Norway, just said he bought The Hidden. And I have to say, The Hidden
Came out a few years ago, but it continues to be one of our best sellers, and it's a fantastic film.
Love it.
Really belies its low budget.
Directed by Jack Shoulder, who also directed A Nightmare. One of I have to say, one of the films that is cited as one of the great queer films of all time, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, that Jack Shoulder directed. He also directed By Dawn's Early Light for HBO. I'm a huge fan of him. And The Hidden is one of those great gems from New Line in the late 80s. I wish the studios would do more. I mean, Blumhouse is doing it. They're the only people that are doing low budget, great genre horror or sci-fi, and The Hidden is a phenomenal film. And by the way, your disc, the bit rate on that disc is off the charts.
Well, that's what I insist upon.
I know, man.
Drive me crazy with these 17, 18 meg, bitrate titles. It just made me nuts. Lossy sound, and there's a guy who was a major reviewer for one of the online forums, and he used to refer to Warner Brothers for using SDA, which he called stupid disc authoring, which was very funny to him and to me too, because it did not refer to Warner Archive; it referred to the mothership.
Yeah, of course.
But the great thing is that I finally kind of, not that I have any control over what they do, but it did make people stop and take notice. Just like the 4K discs don't default to the non-Atmos track, which is the way they used to be. We were the only company. Back in the day when Blu-ray was introduced, they had lossy tracks and no lossless audio at the beginning. So if I'm not involved, it does create a problem. And if I can help, then I'm very grateful to be able to help. So,
well, George,
I'm so psyched you called about Mad Love.
Dude.
It is not that well-known a movie. A lot of people refer to it as a Universal horror movie made at MGM.
Well, I have to say that we just had a chat come in from 200 Watt Studio who says, I watched Mad Love this week. The disc is flawless. Peter Lorre gives the performance of his life in a fantastic film, and this is a great release from Warner Archive.
And I'm so, the original negative of this film burned in the tragic Eastman House fire that so many of the MGM nitrate negatives burnt in the late 70s. So there's no original to go back to, so we had to work with second-generation elements. And it still came out gorgeous. And a lot of the titles that we released this year, most of them were coming from 4K scans off original negative. This is a 4K scan off of a fine grain which is a second-generation safety preservation element. But it looks so good, and very, very proud of it, and so happy that people have really come out for it. We've had a lot of support for a lot of the releases that have come out of late. And December, we only have two. We had earlier last week, Angels with Dirty Faces.
Which, by the way, I have that coming. Can't wait.
And this Tuesday is Ivanhoe, which is an amazing Technicolor restoration off the 4K scan off the Technicolor negatives.
Oh, it's coming in.
So,
It's coming in for me, too. Ordered. By the way, Peter Puffer in the chat wants to know about a giant restoration.
yes. Something is happening with Giant. I'm not allowed to really talk about it. But
Could be. Who knows?
this is involving a lot of very high-level people of much high level and much high level of importance than yours truly. So all I can say is something is happening with it, and it's actually under construction right now. So that's all I can say.
Well, George, I didn't want to. I mean, I just randomly called you. We took a week off, and I figured, we've been doing this show because we hadn't bought anything. It was like it was embarrassing. I only have like 3 discs to show this week, but I figured I'd give you a buzz because people were talking about Mad Love. So I figured we got to call George if people are talking about Mad Love. Come on.
Ask him about
Well,
Invaders
it was
from Mars.
we had many pictures for Halloween, and that was one of the ones that I was most excited about because it's so deserving of being better known.
Right. Well, I've got a question for you. Somebody asked in the chat, and I was like, I wonder, since you're here, William Cameron Menzies, Invaders from Mars.
Yes.
Is there any way that there's... I mean, I think I would
We
love...
don't own it.
I know. But shouldn't somebody do a 4K version of that?
Now, I would think so, but I'm not clear about... Usually I know who owns every movie. I think this movie might be owned by either more than one party, or one of the parties that owns it is very difficult to deal with. So that might be the problem. I really don't have any insight into it, except it doesn't involve us, and I just know how important the film is, and I agree with you about William Cameron Menzies.
I agree.
Put out the whip hand on DVD.
By the way, Peter Puffer, since I asked this question to you, he's freaking out in the chat. He's like, Giant is huge. Wow, can't wait. A masterpiece with emojis. So that's good. Kids today, they know their shit.
Yes. I wish I could say more, but it's not. There are higher levels of individuals than I who are involved, and I would not be. I have not been authorized to discuss. But it's a very challenging project, and our best people are working on it, which is really wonderful.
Would you say top men, like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, are top men working on things? Or top people, I shouldn't say men nowadays. I get in trouble. Just top people.
Because the thing is, most of the people involved are actually ladies.
Wow.
Is awesome.
Hey, ladies.
And I'll tell you something. Long before it was because I've been at Warner Brothers, aside from my tropical siesta. I've been at Warner Brothers a very long time, and I've seen it change from the Buddy Boy Network to a very strong and diverse group of people with many wide representation of women executives and people of various origins. And translation, the best people, what they happen to be, man, woman, whatever their, background is, it doesn't matter. You want the best people. And
Yes.
I've always looked at things
But
that way. But I've been just grateful sitting on the side looking and seeing how it's gone from the guys who used to have these, sales meetings so that they could play golf and, I mean, that was a long time ago, and we now have, there are actually more around the home entertainment and as well as the mastering area, there are as many, if not more, female individuals as there are males, and I just think that's terrific.
I think it's great.
Best people for the job.
When I worked at Warner Brothers
is the qualification.
when I worked in feature production at Warner Brothers, most of the executives there, people like Lisa Henson, Alan Stewart. There were some great female executives that ran the studio back in the late '80s, early '90s, and it was great. So it's nice to know. Although, George, it doesn't surprise me that female executives are behind a movie called Giant. Come on now. I know. Just saying.
You can't think about Giant without knowing that it is a film by George Stevens.
That's true.
And
And James Dean, is a giant in his own right.
Right.
By the way, Danzig 1979 says, Rob, I just want to say thank you for passing on my comment regarding Superman 4 to George, wishing you, Dieter, George, and the Post-Geek Singularity community a Merry Christmas. I don't know if you'll ever do a special edition of Superman 4 by the great Sidney Furie, director of Iron Eagle. I know it's taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, but hey.
Didn't he also do Lady Sings the Blues?
Yeah. But you know what? That Superman 4 disc, I'm telling you, a director's cut, a super extraordinary edition of Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, I'm telling you, it would burn up the charts.
The people who there's actually a sectioning off of who does what, and there's actually a dedicated group within the home entertainment division who specialize just in DC content.
Wow.
So I had to get their permission to do Supergirl.
Wow.
And the extended cut of the original Superman film with Christopher Reeve. They're like, oh, who cares? 3 hours, 8 minutes. We don't care. Go ahead, do it.
God bless them.
But this is the same thing. They laughed at me when I said, there is an audience for Supergirl, and there was.
Any movie that Brenda Vaccaro's in, I will watch.
Right. But I was surprised to see her turn up in the new Sex and the City reboot.
Yep.
There was Brenda Vaccaro. The last time I saw her on screen was on Friends.
I couldn't believe that she was in it, and she looks good.
Yes, I was really happy to see that she looked healthy and she still had the same, I still remember the famous Toxic Shock commercials.
Oh my God!
From my childhood. And all I think they made fun of it on Saturday Night Live. I don't know.
She was James Brolin's wife in Capricorn 1. I'm like, yeah, and she looks good. Good for Brenda Vaccaro. Now, as an aside, what did you think? What did you think of the first 2 episodes of And Just Like That?
I was very impressed because I loved the original series, and I liked the first movie. Can't say I liked the second movie.
No, I didn't either.
Horrifying. I didn't even sit through all of it. But when you're trying to take a property like that and you revisit it, you have to be super careful. I really liked the choices that they made. I thought they were very thoughtful. and you know, like it is a representation of we've all aged and the world has changed.
Yeah.
And I think the writing was very, very sharp, and you know, I watched it on my iPad, you know, before I went to bed the other night. I ended up being up a lot later than I thought, but I'll have to see how, you know, HBO Max has really great technical quality.
Yeah, no, they really do a great job.
Yeah, I mean, they've really put a lot of work into, just in general.
Yeah.
You know, they have content that has streamed elsewhere, and things look better there. So whoever handles their tech, and I don't know who does, it's a different division of the company, but I've been very pleased on how things look, and I know they're very dedicated to that.
Well, George, listen, I don't want to keep you. I want to thank you for calling back on the show. It's always great to have you here because your insight is invaluable.
I was outside, and I heard the phone ringing, and I missed picking it up, and when I saw it was you, I said, wow, gotta call him back.
God, well, we appreciate that. So do the viewers. I mean, come on. What other fakakta YouTube show about physical media on a Sunday gets the esteemed, legendary George Feltenstein to call us back? Come on, man.
Well, I was digging myself out of a pile of nitrate film when I decided to run to the phone.
I love hearing that. All that vinegar. I can just imagine you smell like the Vinegar Syndrome that we were talking about earlier today because their physical releases are great too.
I won't even start discussing Vinegar Syndrome, the real thing.
I know, it's terrible.
Not the label, but it is a nightmare of my life having to deal with that.
I know.
And all of us. It's a challenge for the whole industry. So we have to fight it the way we have to fight to protect nitrate. It's the same thing.
Yes.
So.
Well, listen, George, have a good Sunday. We'll probably call you back one more time. Actually, I'll send you an email. I'd love to have you come on before the end of the year to talk about the state of physical media moving into the next year and where we can expect to see it go in the future.
Sounds great, and best to all of you, and have a wonderful afternoon or evening, depending where you are.
Yeah, well, Terje, we got Terje all the way from Norway here on the show. And,
so it's late evening for him, too.
And it's late evening for Dieter.
And he's in widescreen.
He is in widescreen. Yes, he is. He's in widescreen.
I see the image on my computer, but the volume's turned down.
Ah, well.
So, and there's a time delay, so, you know, it's kind of funky. But, you know, I ran into my home office to pick up the phone, and there you are.
Well, here we are.
Hi.
It's great to speak with you, sir.
Great to speak with you, and best wishes to everyone. Health, everybody stay safe and healthy, and enlarge your disc collections.
Oh, we will.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
All right, sir.
Take the chair.
All right, George, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there we go. Colin George, I was happy that Danzig79 got a direct answer to his question.
About Superman 4.
About Superman 4. And so let's see where we're at. Actually, this is a good question. Harry Nice Guy asks, he says, What's the
Harry Nice Guy again? Okay.
What's the reason that some former A-list actors start to drift into the B-movie franchise? Bruce Willis came up this year in some questionable B-movie releases on Blu-ray and DVD. Well,
this year?
I don't know what to say. Yeah, only this year.
Several years since he made anything good.
What can you do?
But he's getting paid.
He is getting paid. He is getting paid. So what do you guys think? Why do you think that is?
Considering Bruce, I really have no idea why it is. Or
well, has he ever been a really good actor? No.
Oh, come on now. How can you say that?
Yes.
I'm saying it. He is not the best actor. He's been in a lot of good movies, but
Man, you guys. Wow.
yeah, no.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Well.
The harsh truth from the north.
Wow, that is some harsh truth from the north. I mean, the north remembers, apparently. My God.
Winter has come.
But considering, let's say, Nicolas Cage is doing pretty well at the moment, considering his.
I
his
would say that,
projects
but he's
that
also
he chooses.
he's also won like awards and things.
Yeah.
Pig
So it's,
was amazing.
It's tough. Probably it's tough in the business to keep at the top. At the top.
Well, yeah, it's true. Okay, it's all right. So, hey, gents, I'm wondering if I could possibly can you continue on and just chat amongst yourselves for a minute?
Okay, I can.
While can you do that? Can you hold the fort?
I could show
we
the
can manage.
special edition.
Well, you could. I mean, I'm just the real question is, if I let you go, are you going to besmirch my reputation? Are you going to say something that I will regret? Or will you make sure that the sanctity of the show is held up?
I hope so. I hope so. Unfortunately, I can't.
We're
get
nice
to,
Europeans.
To the super chats that
It's okay.
you'll have to wait when you get back, Rob. Okay.
Oh, I'll be back.
I would say.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I leave it to you two.
Okay. I could actually show the second special edition because probably nobody will buy it because we all know the 4K transfer is not particularly great. But since Rob has his To Live and Die in LA, I have my Hunger Games, and one of my favorite movies is, of course, Terminator 2. I bought the 30th anniversary edition, but I bought the vinyl edition for it, so it's a bigger.
It's
a
kind
bigger
of
box.
back to the Laserdisc days.
Yeah, correct. That's what's it remembers me, Terry. So I had to get it. So let's open it up.
I have to say that cover art is quite nice.
Yeah, that was really. I was first ordering the steelbook, and then I thought, no, I have enough steelbooks of Terminator 2, but this is a little bit of a different type to have a double vinyl LP, even if I don't have any vinyl player anymore. So you have the inside's a little bit lackluster on the inside, but you get a digital download code for the soundtrack. So you got a soundtrack from Brett, which comes always the wrong side, and they are done a little crash. Probably
Oh, that's
people,
cool.
vinyl people will freak out as I touch it here, but I won't listen to it. This is just owning, not using it.
Owning
This
for the
is the-
sake of owning.
For the sake of owning, correct.
It's kind of the same
This
thing
is
with me. I don't have a vinyl player, but I do have one disc on vinyl, and it's an odd one. It's the soundtrack for Howard the Duck.
For Howard the Duck, the soundtrack.
Yeah, on a German vinyl of all things. Yes.
Believable. So we have the double LP with the soundtrack in it. This was just the back, and the only thing. Okay, the 4K is still the shitty one, but for the German viewers, actually the German dubbing is remastered in this edition. So people who watch the movie in German actually get a little bit of a better sound with this edition. It's the only. I know people would have preferred for a new 4K, but instead they only get.
Does Arnold
better...
dub himself?
Unfortunately, not, Terry. Unfortunately,
Oh
not.
no!
And the speaker of Arnold does Sylvester Stallone too. Actually, isn't that
That's
strange?
a mindfuck.
That's mindfuck, correct? But it is true. And then we have this nice lenticular. The cover.
Well, that's really cool.
In it, and instead of a Steelbook, I get a digipack
Okay.
from the movie. So I will put it fastly away before Rob sees it and it gets all up in arms about the bad 4K again. Okay. So Rob, I'm finished. I'm finished with the
Well,
second special edition.
that's good. You're finished with special. I'm happy for that because, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I do have to say, I would be remiss if I did not show what I got in the mail this week when I'm a guest on this.
Then here you
Well,
go.
if you crazy Norwegian, if you have something to show us, God damn it.
I just got some 4Ks from a 4K sale, so it's not very exciting, but got Shawshank.
Shawshank, great.
Oh, by the way, that is beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again with the
So good.
the quality. And I got Doctor Sleep, which I have to say, a tremendous transfer and maybe the best Atmos track I've heard in my home cinema.
I you know what I really like?
Which version of the movie do you put?
Does that have the director's cut?
It's the longer. It's not.
No,
It's not on the 4K.
yeah, I've seen the director's cut before, but this time I saw the 4K. I need to rewatch the director's cut once again to kind of have them fresh in my memory.
It's really good.
But I felt kind of like maybe the theatrical flowed a bit better.
Interesting.
Because I believe even the theatrical was not a short movie.
No.
No, it was 2 hours 39 minutes. But those are 2 hours and 39 minutes of watching Rebecca Ferguson, so I'm fine.
Yeah, which is pretty great. I mean, yeah. Who doesn't love her?
I do. And got Saving Private Ryan.
Awesome. Of course.
Watched
great
that the
disc.
other day. I think the picture quality could have been better.
from
but
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Do you have the 4K disc?
I haven't
Yeah,
checked.
4K disc.
Well, it was.
I've seen better.
Well, it was desaturated, and I mean, I think that there was a certain look that they were going for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know.
there were some scenes where there were a lot of glaring on lights and fire, which I couldn't remember from the old Blu-ray. Then I got another favorite movie of mine, Collateral.
Oh, I stumbled across when you did put out the Zoom call yesterday evening. Actually, Collateral was on German television.
Have you watched it yet? Have you watched Collateral yet?
I have not.
You know, that film was. I want to say, if memory serves, it was shot. It's shot digitally on the I think it was the Viper cameras at the time. And one of the interesting things about Collateral that Michael Mann had said was the reason he wanted to. He was like, at the time, there was filmmakers, Robert Rodriguez, Steven Soderbergh, Michael Mann. They were adapting digital. And this was sort of in the wake of what they were doing in Denmark with the Dogma 95 movement with digital. And I love the fact that Michael Mann, the quote I remember from that was he wanted to, quote, see into the night. Because when you were using those cameras, there was not the kind of drop-off that you would get with film. Like video would allow you to see, like if you're driving down a freeway, you could see all the way down the freeway. And it was really interesting. I really love Collateral. I'm a huge Michael Mann fan, and Collateral.
Yeah, me too.
Tom Cruise is great. Jamie Foxx is great.
Yeah.
It's really. I have that 4K disc, but I haven't watched it. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it doesn't. Because the way it was shot, it doesn't necessarily benefit the film being in 4K, because the whole idea of getting 4K resolution is, I don't think, what that film could even be capable of at the time. But still, definitely something to get.
We'll see. Also picked up Pacific Rim.
Or as I like to call it, Pacific Rim Job. One of the greatest fucking movies ever made of all time.
An adventure into kaiju heaven.
Dude.
Really, I love it. But the sequel, awful.
Awful. Wow. One of the most disappointing sequels I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, one of the worst sequels I think I've ever experienced.
I mean, I'd rather watch the Concorde Airport 79 than watch Pacific Rim Uprising again.
Me too. And the last one I got had to have Interstellar in 4K with great sound and image. One of my favorite science fiction movies. So that's my little haul. Nothing too exciting.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got that Nolan box set. So, boys, we've got. We didn't answer. Did you answer the question about A-list actors starting to drift into B movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris C, my man, Chris C. Now, Chris C. I just got to point out. Actually, I don't have it in. He sent me a 6-scale figure of Judge Anderson to go with my Carl Urban Judge Dredd that's right over there. So kudos to Chris C. Just some rando guy calls me up. He goes, "Hey man, I got something for you," and sends me. It always humbles me when people pay attention to the show and they're like, "I remember you once saying you were looking for a Judge Anderson, and I found one for you," and he just sent it to me. So Chris C. I already liked him. But now I like him even more because he says, when watching the Star Trek original series, do you prefer the updated effects or the original effects? Now, for those of you who don't know, Star Trek, the original series, was remastered into high definition back in the aughts. And one of the problems when they did that is the negative of the live action material is impeccable. It's beautiful. But all of the opticals back done in the 60s were optically printed, which means the different elements were stacked and shot on a optical printer. And the problem with that is each layer of was dirty. It would get dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And it would also diffuse the resolution of the image. So the visual effect shots of the original Star Trek series, when they are up-resed, or not, pardon me, they're not up-resed, when they're actually scanned at 2K, at the time it was 2K, when they're scanned at that resolution, they don't match either the resolution or the cleanliness of the live-action material, so it was very obtrusive. So the decision was made to do CG, to recreate all of the visual effects of the original series in CG. And I would say I prefer the originals, but I would say this. A lot of the CG was a little too primitive the way it was done for me. Some of the CG is quite good, and it varies wildly from episode to episode because it took a lot of time. But some of the episodes I loved, Court Martial, for instance. One of the things they did, because the Akutas were overseeing this with CBS Digital, was when it was subtle and they could really add to the storytelling. Like, for instance, in Court Martial, they talked about this ion pod, and it's the only time they ever talked about the ion pod in the original series. Where was it? Like, after the storm that happens before the episode starts, where was the damage? You never knew where it was. But they used the effects in that episode to enhance the storytelling, and I always loved that. What I didn't love was when they took things and changed them to the point where it didn't work as well. So it's a mixed bag. And, I think the ultimate example of that is the Doomsday Machine. They did a lot of really great stuff in the remastering of the Doomsday Machine. But again, as many people are wont to do, the idea that the Enterprise flies as fast as it does is fine. But there are scenes when it's strafing the Doomsday Machine where it doesn't feel like a capital ship anymore. And movement and effects design is very important. So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'd say if you're new to watching it, if you didn't grow up with the original show like you did, I'd go with the updated one. But I do understand that you enjoy the original because that's your childhood, man. So, of course.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but to me, it's always about the design of the effect shots. I mean, one of the things about Star Trek that I can't stand about modern Trek is it's the idea that these ships are giant behemoths. They are capital ships. So even though it wouldn't work this way, the idea is you need to convey scale and size when these ships are moving. So here's one of the things I fucking hate about Star Trek Discovery. Whenever they show the Discovery going using its spore drive, I understand that that's supposed to be cool. It completely destroys the idea that these are huge ships. And one of the great things, like in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the idea that space is three-dimensional was great. And you really feel that both the Reliant and the Enterprise they're basically ships with cannons. They're 17th century sailing vessels smashing into each other, hulls, and it's great. Would that be the way it really is in space? Like the way starships are in the Star Trek universe, they're thousands of kilometers apart. Like they're from one side of the United States to the other. That's where they're battling. You would not see one another. They're not fighting in close quarters. It's all a conceit. And I think though that you still have to honor that conceit to convey what you're trying to do. So I think Terrier, you gave the greatest example. If you've never seen the original series, go back and watch the enhanced effects. I always watch the enhanced effects just to see, but then I tend to find myself going back and watching because I think, look, a lot of the original effects, like in Balance of Terror, I really feel someone stuck a camera in space. A lot of the new effects, you're like, oh, there's no volume there. You're watching a very two-dimensional, even though it's moving, it's very animated. Space is too perfect. Go back and watch all the Romulan, the Warbird shots in Balance of Terror in the original. They look great. Cody Boudreau asks, Christmas gift ideas for a friend who literally only watches 90s Star Trek. Well, Cody, I would say go and get the full box set of the Next Generation on Blu-ray, and don't forget to tell your friend that you know someone who produced all of the special features on those discs. What do you guys think?
Get him free Enterprise too.
Robotics?
Everybody should have robotics.
Everything comes down to robotics again.
Yes, it does.
I never knew that was the only thing missing in my life.
I know, right? When you watch that movie, you feel like you've opened a door, like that your consciousness has been raised.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like that movie.
To category 3.
To category. To category. Please explain to the viewers at home what category 3 is, Dieter.
Well, it's the Hong Kong censorship. They have different categories considering what the movie shows. And category 3, as I remember from the audio commentary, was pretty new at that point when robotics came out. And they said, well, we have a new category 3. Let's push it to the limit then. Let's use it. As it is in
it basically means it's filth.
Yeah.
Push it to the limit. That great song in Scarface. Push it to the limit.
So if category 3 is on a Hong Kong disc, it's always or Asian disc, it's always a good.
Category 3 allowed us to see a man tie his own tendon in a prison fight. So
exactly.
That's right. The lovely.
I promised Terry there is stuff in Ricky O that we would probably never have seen.
No, it's true. The lovely Emma Bannon is here. I'm like, Emma, who's got me so much great stuff. You know what? She actually asked me, she's like, do you want the special edition of No Time to Die? And I was like, no. You know, I can't believe it, but I should have. I probably should have said it.
Especially was the Aston Martin?
No, I didn't. You know, it's like, you know, to me, I got my 1/8 scale Aston Martin. I've got my coffee table book.
Yeah, showed it.
By the way, this book is great for those of you who don't, you know, you might not love it, but I certainly love it. But anyway, so the lovely Emma Bannon says,
Emma.
I went to the supermarket and said, I want to make a complaint. The vinegar has lumps in it. The guy said, those are pickled onions. You know, I don't know, Emma. That might be British humor. you know, her sometimes she's told jokes that even I have had to like back away from. Just saying. But that doesn't make her any less lovely, and that doesn't make her any less a foundational member of this channel. We love you, Emma.
We do.
It's true. I mean, I wish I'd met you in my younger days. You would have been the perfect girl for me. I'm just saying. Except your jokes might have driven me away.
She demanded a refund considering we skipped last week, you know?
Yeah, I know. Justin Toner says, hi, guys. I'm still waiting for Barnes & Noble to send me Citizen Kane 4K, but me too. I think the reason they did that is obviously the recall of the discs that Barnes & Noble was like, why send them out and cause Criterion to do more? Look, Criterion's gotten out in front of that, so they've taken good care of it, so I think it makes sense. Barnes & Noble has all of our orders. They're good about fulfilling Criterion orders. We're going to get those discs. And I didn't get mine. Buddy goes on to say, but my black...
iron out with Arrow? Did you manage to
Fuck
get them to...
No.
Okay.
No. I want my special editions. They've forgotten me. I looked. I was like, did I get refunded? I didn't. I didn't because it was all paid in one invoice, and half the invoice was sent and half it wasn't. And I'm my beloved Arrow. Still working. I sent them a thing. They're like, you didn't send it to the right email. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you're sending this back and telling me I didn't send it to the right email, why didn't it go through? Arrow. I got a lot of quid up there. I got a lot of quid up in your mug. I want my discs. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But Justin Toner says, my Black Friday haul from Vinegar Syndrome is in the mail. Also got Split Second and Double Impact from MVD delivered this week. Excited for the Alligator 4K and Touch of Evil 4K. Well, I'm excited for one of those. You know, Alligator, I don't know. You gonna buy that?
Haven't seen it.
Probably not on my list at the moment.
Chris C, the man Chris C. Thank you, Chris, once again for Judge Anderson. Chris says, Exo 6 just announced. By the way, Exo 6 is a company that is only making high-end 6-scale Star Trek figures. Their Janeway is shipping now. Their third figure, they've just announced Q in Judge's robes. Q from Encounter at Farpoint. I knew that was coming out. As a matter of fact, I'm not saying I do. Maybe I have an in there. Yes. It's going to be great. It's been announced. They announced Spock and Mirror. I've heard a little bird tell me, I don't know if I should say this. I hear they're going to at least release 14 figures in 2022.
Oh.
That sounds expensive.
That's a lot.
It's really expensive, and I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the two figures I won't buy is Saru and Michael Burnham. Just saying. I'll buy everything else, though. 200-watt studio we talked to George about. Wow, Blue Rock. I didn't see this one. Blue Rock asked George if there are any more Hammer studio films slated for release. Thank you. Blue, I didn't ask. I apologize. I didn't see that while we were on.
I did miss that too, Rob.
I didn't see it. It must. Sometimes they pop up later. It's a little weird. I am sorry. Danzig, we talked to George about your question. Yep. Brachus Rex subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Brachus Rex. What a cool name.
I have to say one comment about what George told us. The last thing Robert's imagination needs is imagining beautiful women making physical media over at Warner.
Dude,
that's gonna keep it up at night.
To be honest, I have to say that I worked at Warner Brothers 30 years ago. One of my first jobs in the industry. It was fantastic, and what was really interesting was even the people I work with, my team. It's so my experience in Hollywood has been one of diversity and inclusion, and no one ever talked about it because it was just already there. The executives, the female executives at Warner Brothers when I was there were unbelievable. I mean, like I said, people like Alan Stewart and Lisa Henson, and it was incredible. I mean, it was Warner Brothers in the early '90s and late '80s was a very diverse place, and I thought it was strange My whole experience of Hollywood, it's like, look, if you want to make movies, no one's stopping you. No one told Spike Lee that he had to make She's Gotta Have It. He went out and did it. The problem with movie making is it's really, really, really fucking hard. But with the technology now, I mean, it used to be that film was expensive, processing was expensive. The technology, if you want to make movies, it doesn't matter who you are, no one is stopping you. Independent cinema is vibrant and alive and well. And I would say to everyone, if you feel that you are not being heard, go make a film. You've got the tools, you've got the technology right at your fingertips. No one cares about the technical quality of it. They care about the content. Talent is talent. I mean, it's the same thing that's true of musicians. I mean, everyone, you can go buy a guitar on every street corner. Why is there not Led Zeppelin aside from Greta Van Fleet? Why is Led Zeppelin not everywhere? Why are there not Beatles everywhere? Because talent is talent. Not everyone has talent. Making movies is really, really, really hard. And I would offer everybody should try if you want. 200 Watt Studio says, for more bodacious Amy Yip, I recommend Sex and Zen. He says Sax and Zen, but Sex and Zen. I actually have Sex and Zen on DVD. I never got it on Blu-ray, but that was a mainstay in my early 90s. Let's see, Tritius. I think it's Tritius. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. 200 Watt Studio goes on to say, Rob, is that the Robotrix, the Deluxe 1080p edition? Yes, it is the Deluxe 1080p edition.
I think they got in more stock of it. I think 88 Films recently made a statement that their manufacturer had made 1,000 copies of the wrong title, so I think it's back in stock several places.
Oh, I couldn't get it. I mean, I couldn't. So I ordered it from Amazon UK that still had some. So it's good. I'm glad that they have it there because I would totally buy it from 88 Films directly. They're great to deal with. Blue Rock says, thank you, Rob and Dieter, for asking Sir George about my comment on Mad Love. You guys are amazing. Well, I would say that, yes, I mean, that's what this show is all about. We're celebrating the fact that I can call somebody like George on the phone. I mean, George Feltenstein's a legend in the home. People might get bored or whatever, not understand. George Feltenstein is a legend in the home entertainment space. There is not, and I say this without, I'm not being hyperbolic. There is no executive in Hollywood today who knows more about home entertainment, meaning knows more about the masters, the elements, than George Feltenstein. And his institutional knowledge is beyond compare. And the fact that somebody like him who still wants to work, I don't care if George Feltenstein is 90, you don't get rid of him. His knowledge, his understanding is, you cannot replace it. His knowledge is it literally is irreplaceable. And it is a great thing that Warner Brothers brought him back. And why he was let go in the first place, this is why corporate thinking is not always the best thinking. And yet, corporate thinking also brought him back. So, it's a double-edged sword.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah. The lovely Emma Bannon. By the way, I'm hoping, my goal for 2022, people are like, Rob, what do you want to do for the new year? Well, yeah, I want to make a movie, and I want to go to London and party in Soho with Emma Bannon. I want to start late night on a Thursday and wake up on Monday and look at Emma disheveled and wherever we're going to be, and I'll just look at her deep in the eyes and be like, Emma, what happened? And Emma will be like, Rob, does it matter? That's That's what I'm looking forward to. So Emma Bannon says, can you guess which figure I almost pre-ordered as my first ever hot toy? I'll give you a clue. It's a Marvel one. That's good. I think this is actually legit. Terrier, I would ask, what do you think Emma Bannon... it's funny. She said she almost ordered it.
She almost, okay.
No.
Okay, so she hasn't pulled the trigger, so that's what we need to
I'm
get
sure
her
she's
to
pulled
do.
many triggers, just not on a hot toy figure yet.
But,
I have no idea, I have to say. I don't.
Dieter?
a Thor one.
Good guess. Good guess. You know, it's interesting. She brings it up right now, so I would think that maybe it was recent. Like she's looking at recent figures. You know what's funny?
Figures that will come out or are out.
I don't know, and this is what bothers me. I realize that when you know people only over the internet and you've never hung out with them, like I don't know what it's like to sit across from. I'd love to go to with Emma Bannon to her favorite pub and sit down and just drink pints with her or whatever she wants to drink and get to know her because I don't know her. I only know her in fits and starts and these little snippets of social media. So it's tough to wonder because I don't know what her favorite characters are or why, whatever. So I would say this. I would say nothing because I don't know shit. You know what? I can't answer that. I honestly...
Brad in the live chat thinks it could be Spider-Gwen.
That could be.
But I don't think...
I mean, I don't know.
Has Hot Toy a Spider-Gwen?
But you know what I would have to say? That I would have to say, like, you know, as you people know, I have Spider-Gwen. That figure is fucking... it's incredible. If you like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Gwen figure is... It's really, really good. It's top-tier Hot Toys. Maybe that's something, but I'm like, just because she's a girl doesn't mean she has to order a girl figure.
Exactly.
You know, I don't want to.
That's true.
I wouldn't impose that on someone, but it is. You know what? I would say to anyone, if you've never ordered a Hot Toys figure ever, the Spider-Gwen figure is definitely worth the price. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough call. Tough call.
Charlotte the Unicorn says in the live chat to me, "Come on, man, Captain Britain." She ordered Captain Britain.
There is no Captain Britain Hot Toy, not yet.
Exactly, not yet.
I don't know. I don't know, Emma. You know what, Emma? You need to. You don't have to send in another super chat. Send it to me on Twitter, and I'll read it. I'll read it aloud. Here, I'll go onto Twitter and. Tell me the answer because I don't know, and I don't know. 200-watt studio says, she did say it is a Marvel figure, so
yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's very. 200-watt studio says,
and she says, I loved Into the Spider-Verse, but she didn't delve more.
Okay, then I would say it's either Miles Morales or it's Spider-Gwen.
Okay. Or Spider-Gwen.
Both of those figures. I mean, the Miles Morales figure hasn't come out yet. The Spider-Gwen figure is fucking amazing. It is incredible. It's an incredible package. It's really, really good. 200-watt studio says, I just ordered Robotrix from 88 Films. Bodacious.
Awesome. I
had it on VHS. And therein, gentlemen.
So he's
here we go, changing lives again.
As we are, he knows the movie. Already. So he knows what he buys. Okay.
So
Rob,
what?
You have some Hot Toys still to show or not?
Hot Toys. I don't. Well, you want me? I wasn't going to show any. I did get a Hot Toy this week. I got it on sale from.
Yeah,
Toys
me too, Rob. Me too.
You really? Well, hey, I haven't even showed it. Hang on, I did get. It's over here. I mean, I wasn't going to show it. I haven't even opened it up. It came in the shipping box.
Did you get the same as me?
No. Oh, dude, I already have that. Come on. I got this from Toys Wonderland. I canceled my order at Sideshow, which was like $400, and I got this for $235 at Toys Wonderland. So a pre-order that I had for like a year. Oh, you already opened that shit up. Dude, I waited for my figure. How great is that figure? Come on. Do you love it? Oh, I wouldn't have gone with that facial, but I understand it's that, you know.
Yeah, you
I have something horrible to admit.
I
I don't have a single Marvel hot toy.
Well, that's okay.
That's not
You
a
don't have
problem.
to. So,
It's
you know
not
what? I
that
don't
they
need.
are,
It's
it's not
can't.
that they are come with the $9.99 price tag.
No.
Yeah.
I won't open this out. I'm just gonna.
And
I'm gonna leave that
not,
there.
Not buying as much as Rob. Just once in a blue moon.
Well, dude, I had that on order. It took me. It came out like February of
Almost a
2021.
year.
I got. Yeah, it took me a long time to get that
Almost a
figure.
year, yeah.
It's great stuff. But yeah, no, I got Rescue. I mean, I have to say, I'm a huge Sideshow fan, but I have not been a fan of theirs lately, from whatever their corporate policies are and whatever. But I still love them. I have a lot of toys on pre-order. Anyway.
Okay.
So is this the longest episode of the show ever? Could be.
How far are we in, Rob? I don't know.
Well,
Time.
we are 2 hours and I think like 40 something minutes, something. Omar 94 will tell us.
Could be. Yeah, Omar will. Yeah, exactly.
So we'll find out.
But the figure comes not at with the complete shield too. Not only
Yes.
the broken.
Oh no, it's badass.
It comes with a separate head and different mouth.
I have to
mouthpiece.
say, I have to move. I mean, it might take us. We were told we don't have to leave until next November, but I would assume that we're gonna. So I've been actually packing up my Hot Toys figures in their original boxes and moving them out to the shed. Just having, which I don't like. I'd love to. I got to buy a house. Not that I could afford it in California, but if I ever could, it would be great to have some place where I could just put things that I knew would be there forever. I never want to move again.
Like Justin.
Like Justin, yes. But I'm an independent filmmaker, and always, what can I do? But it'd be great.
Correct.
I found a house, but it's the down payment. That's the problem. What can you do? California sucks, but I love it.
Okay.
And people would then say, well, Rob, if you bought less physical media and less Hot Toys figures, maybe you would have money to put a down payment on a house. That's a fair point to
Unfortunately,
make.
it's true.
It is, but it is. The problem with that is I would like my life less. It's the little things. It's getting. Wait, can we just show it again?
Yeah.
You know what?
Robot.
I don't think that singular joy that this movie from 88 films. I mean, I have to tell you, you watch this movie and it brings you the joy while you're watching it, but in the weeks afterwards, you just look at it and go, wow, it puts a smile on your face. And how much happiness. I mean, we ask, this is the holidays after all, and a lot of people are bitter and angry and unhappy with where their lives are at. They didn't live up to their expectations or their promise. And in our lives, I think for everyone on the show, Terry, if I'm wrong, Dieter, if I'm wrong, we buy something like this. This is happiness in a box. This
it's
brings
totally
us
correct.
joy
2 thumbs up.
forever.
2 thumbs up. And I forgot to annoy you again, Rob.
Oh,
Have
please.
You finished Violation? Have you finished Violation?
No, I haven't. And I'll.
Have you called Adam? Adam about Escape Room 2. Which
No,
version is the correct one to watch? Okay.
I don't know if I have
will
Adam's.
I will pester you, Rob.
Hey, you know what?
Until
You know what? I
understand.
I don't have Adam's phone on me.
Yeah.
However, who knows? I mean, maybe I don't know if he'll answer, but if I do, like, he might not. He'll be like, "Why are you what?" Let's see. No, I can't. You know what? I shouldn't. You know what?
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna call Adam and make it. I don't want to just like randomly call him and be like, "Hey, you're live on YouTube." That's not cool. I don't want to do that.
No.
I only do that to people I know.
Okay, Rob.
So
I think we come to the
the end, everyone. It's 2:00. The show's been going on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Terrier, since you're here from Norway, I would ask, do you have anything?
In the live chat, the longest was over 3 hours. That we did.
Well, Terrier, since we've got you here, is there anything you'd care to pontificate on or talk about, or anything you want to say about physical media, being a father, what Norway is like during Christmas? Anything you want to tell us?
Nothing
I know
in particular.
it is cold.
It is cold. There's a lot of snow. Kids came over to my place today, so that's joyful. There's going to be a Santa Lucia thing in the kindergarten tomorrow.
That's like a tequila sunrise. Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. That's a little Raul Julia.
No tequila in the kindergarten though.
Oh shit, man! Those kids would be asleep. It'd be great.
Yeah. No, but yeah. Fun being a guest on this show. This show is my favorite thing to do on a Sunday. Watching other grown men be happy to get things in the mail.
Exactly. Unfortunately, not a check.
You know what's funny? You know, it's. I have always been accused of being too happy. People are like, "What's your deal? Like, you're not really this happy." And you know what? Now I have a reason. I'm like, have you seen the 88 films version of Robotrix? Come on. Do you have this box set? Whenever people are feeling down, I mean, and my entire life, since I was a kid, I remember having I won't say his name, but I remember having a conversation when we were talking about Star Wars toys, and a friend of mine, when I was in the 6th grade, was like, "There's no way, these toys don't make you that happy. How can you be so, these toys are just toys. They just sit there. They don't, like, why do they make you happy?" And I was like, "Because they're fucking awesome." And he looked at me and he's like, So my entire life, you could say we are materialists, but it's not having the things. It's that 88 films saw the need, the missing, the hole in all of our lives that Robotrix did not get. This beautiful box set that the creative endeavors of people from a different country, and they understood the value of sex and violence and science fiction, all combined into one heady broth. And they made sure that they even have this beautiful matte printed, they knew exactly what kind of paper to print the box on. I would say that's why the world is a wonderful place.
It's a tango of nipples and violence.
Yes, it is. And the fact that a company recognized our need for this, especially in this day and age, it's almost like, and what's so great is they're like, "What? You're going to cancel us? You're going to tell us we can't release a film in the UK from a different country that maybe is different than us, that has a different point of view?" They're beyond canceling. And I'm like, love it. Buy it. Enjoy it.
I wonder how many people will buy this disc today. Hopefully
Probably not enough.
One or two.
By the way, if there's a point, if you can put comments right to 88 Films, Dieter, Rob, and Terrier said, we should buy this movie from you. So there you go.
Rob, just a quick question from Limac Ajax. Rob, have you watched Arcane yet?
I've started. It's really good. And I have to tell you, I to be honest, I had having worked on Dota Dragon's Blood. By the way, season 2 drops in January. We all worked on it.
Nice.
Coming out, but it's Arcane is really. I've watched the first block of 3 episodes.
The first act.
The first act. It's really good. It's really good. I'm not comparing and contrasting, but it's really good.
Credit where credit is due, Rob.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Arcane is fantastic. It's really, really, really great. It's great.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Okay,
But I'm catching up. So on that note, kids, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first of all, I want to say for all of you who support this channel and support this show with your super chat and tips, thank you so much. It means a lot. People love Let's Get Physical Media. I know it's a niche show, but thank you so much for being here. I want to thank our moderating staff. Who do we got here? I don't know who is here. Justin Toner's here. Thank you, Justin. By the way, Justin Toner's not just a moderator, but he's also a great collector of physical media. Lord Toth is here. Thank you, Lord Toth, for being here. And then we got Brian Hepburn is here. Thank you, Brian, for being here. Thank you for my blue wrenches. You are invaluable to the channel. And I want to thank everybody that becomes members of the channel. We do membership chats, and we have one. The last one of the year is next week. So if you're a member, we do chats on Saturday where you can come in, and it's usually 3 or 4 hours face to face. You can ask me whatever you want. We're hanging out, talking, and that's been fun because I've gotten to get to know a lot of people over that. I'm surprised. There's people who become channel members, and I've never seen them in the membership chats, and it kind of bums me out. I thank you for your support, but they don't come in. I don't get to see you. But so if you're a member of this channel and you want to become a member of this channel, come in. Please come into our chats. We do them every other Saturday. And I understand if you don't want to show yourself, you put up an avatar, whatever. We'll talk, we'll chat, we'll have a good time. It'll be fun. Tell me everything I'm doing wrong. It's fine. So thank you for that.
They are really great. He's not lying.
Thank you, sir. And one day I'm going to go back to London, and Terrier is going to join me, and we're going to go find Dieter, and we're going to go on the Robservation International Nation road trip. How cool would that be? If we get it sponsored and get satellite uplinks from a van, we could just drive around Europe looking for physical media. We go everywhere. The first place we go is Martino Simone's house.
You want to drive that car, Rob? I know.
I'll drive. No, we'll totally do it. We'll get it sponsored by liquor companies. We'll go from place to place. Cinzano. Come on, they sponsor everyone. Let's. I don't even know what that is, but
I've heard Corona needs some positive feedback.
Let's bring in tequila to Europe, man. Come on, it'd be fun. Be great.
It would be fun.
Is there a way to get a truck from England to Ireland? Is there a ferry? Can I do that? I'd really like to go to Ireland and drive around Ireland and go to I used to think I was going to walk, but now I'm old. I want to go to every distillery in Ireland and have whiskey and booze. All kinds of booze. Beer, whatever. Just whiskey. I can't get Kilkenny, which is the cream of Ireland that Guinness makes. Yeah, I can't get it.
I have been at the Jameson factory.
Yeah, well, I want to go.
Ooh.
I think Jameson perhaps should, or they can sponsor the Irish version of our tour. It'd be great. Max Relax. By the way, I love this. Max Relax became a member of the channel. What a cool name, Max. Anybody who has 2 X's in their name, come on, bro. That's some fucking metal shit right there. Max Relax. Well, kids, boys, gentlemen, I think it's time to end this show. Dieter's like, I gotta go to bed. I gotta go hang Christmas decorations. So,
jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
All right,
and
then I would ask
Norwegian.
Terry, you gotta say it. Can you say that in Norwegian? Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear.
Alle personer du møter har en historie å fortelle. Alt du trenger å gjøre er å lytte.
God damn, I love you boys. So what they just said was, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. And on that note, everyone, thank you for tuning in to Let's Get Physical Media episode 51. I want to thank you to Terrier for being here. Dieter,
Thanks for having me.
I'm a better man since I've known you, and I want to thank everyone for watching. And on that note,
next week.
we will see you. We will be back next week. And don't forget, Dieter Bastian, as evidence right here with his Kiss shirt. Dieter Bastian's fucking metal, and he remains a Schnäppchen hunter. And on that note, all of you, I would say to this, well, what do you say? Have a better day. That's all you can do. It's funny though. I'm looking at my it's funny. I can't turn off this chat as I'm looking. It's not. No, it's not giving me the opportunity. I can't do it. I'm looking at this, so I have to like figure it out, and I've got to go back, and I'll be like, hey, wait, can I finally get the button and turn off the channel? Like maybe, or I could just sit here and go on and on and on. Oh, here it is. Now I can finally. I had to go back and refresh. Here's the